Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, Hawkeye Women's Basketball is on the air. Presented by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, delivering the funds the university needs to drive academic and research excellence while optimizing campus utilities for a generation to come. Visit uiowaenergycollaborative.com. Also brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. U.S. Bank. Proud to support Iowa basketball. U.S. Bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Wimmer's Meats. The official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. And by 988. There is hope with a 988 lifeline. Call or text 988 for free, 24/7. This is the University of Iowa Energy Collab pregame show, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Here's Rob Brooks and former Hawkeye Catherine Reynolds.
And welcome to the oldest arena in the Big Ten. The Williams Arena opened in 1928, originally known as the Minnesota Fieldhouse. Williams Arena was named after Henry Williams, who was the Golden Gophers football coach from 1900 until 1921. This old barn has certainly hosted its share of events, including the 1951 NCAA Division I championship game, and the Minnesota Lynx played all of their 2017 postseason games here, ultimately winning the franchise's 4th WNBA title. Tonight, it's the Iowa Hawkeyes, winners of 3 in a row against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. A surprise, I think, in the Big Ten with 18 victories, though coming off a couple of tough losses out on the West Coast, and no shame in that. One to USC 82-69 and UCLA 79-53, as the Hawkeyes will try to win number 4 in a row. 15-7 overall, and Hawkeyes will try to get to 500 in the Big Ten. Right now, 5 up and 6 down. And you talk about being up. Boy, were the Hawkeyes in that mode on Sunday, as Iowa had its best by far victory against USC, At that time, number 4 in the country. Of course, Caitlin Clark's jersey high above Carver Hawkeye Arena now, as Iowa won that game 76-69, getting off to that terrific start, leading after one quarter 18-4. And earlier in the week, I asked Jan Jensen if you took out a piece of notebook paper and just kind of wrote your script for the day, meaning number 1 recruit in the country there, many other big-time prospects as well. You defeat the number 4 team in the country, and then obviously the great ceremony with Caitlin Clark. She said, yeah, all but that second quarter. And that's when USC made its run, as good teams do, and won that 10-minute frame 25-10 before the Hawkeyes battled it out in the third and fourth quarters, winning both of them 23-21 and 25-17. Some of the highlights: Taylor McCabe went over the 100 career three-point mark. She's the 21st player to do so in Iowa women's basketball history. Lucy Olson with her spectacular 28 points, 23 in the third and fourth quarters. That's a career high as a Hawkeye. And USC in that first quarter, 1 out of 14. And of course, we know the score of 18-4 after one. There was a spell there where you wondered if USC was going to make a field goal. Of course they were, but Hawkeyes really did the job defensively. And then ended the third quarter, 5 of their last 6 from the field to set the stage for that fourth quarter victory against the Trojans. But now, how do you back it up as you come back down, have a couple of good practices? We'll hear from Jan Jensen. There's been travel issues for the Hawkeyes. Did not get here till early afternoon today, and practiced not here at Williams Arena, but at the Minnesota practice facility. Got to the arena about 15 minutes earlier than normal to get some shots up. Iowa sat around the airport all last night. Thought they were finally going to get to the St. Paul airport, but that didn't happen. Stayed overnight and came up late this morning. Finally got here early in the afternoon. But Hawkeyes are ready to go. Had a terrific shoot-around this afternoon, and will try for 11 in a row against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And we certainly remember what happened here last year. I'm sure Minnesota does as well. Iowa just demolished the Gophers and won that game 108-60. Plenty coming up here on the pregame show. Of course, we'll have our normal chat with Iowa head coach Jan Jensen, and Catherine caught up with Aaron Horn, the assistant coach for the Minnesota Golden Gophers, to get some insight on a club that is 18-5 and 6-5 in the Big Ten Conference. Thanks so much for joining us, the Hawks and the Gophers. Big Ten basketball here on a Thursday night from Minneapolis. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey folks, this is Jeff Grunder from the Machine Shed. We're all about comfort food at the Machine Shed. Indulge in our classic fried chicken, which is prepared with our own secret spices. Or try our Cattleman sirloin tips, featuring certified Angus beef, served with our famous mushroom stuffing that has onions and Swiss cheese, all topped with a garlic herb sauce. Come experience the taste of home cooking at the Machine Shed.
I-80 in Hickman Road, Urbandale, and I-80 and Northwest Boulevard, Davenport.
At Mid-American Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
so much to see, so many places to experience, and nobody helps you get there like Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited. Come to our travel showcase March 13th from 4:30 to 7:30 at the Olympic Theater in Cedar Rapids. Get in on exclusive show deals, meet our travel partners, discover unique travel opportunities, and enjoy complimentary food and drinks. Just visit duagency.com or call 319-393-1359 to register. The world is yours to explore at the DU Travel Showcase on March 13th.
With Coach Aaron Horn, pregame. Coach, 18-5 on the season, having a lot of success with this Minnesota team. Just talk us about your season so far.
Well, as you know, we talked about it earlier. We had a key injury with Mario Bryan going down with 5 games in. We had this last year, too. So, but it was a surprise to do it the second time. The cool thing is, like last year, we had some kids step up. Mara did a lot of things for us offensively and defensively. So we have a freshman this year named Tori McKinney, who we're very surprised with her growth defensively and offensively, shooting the ball pretty well for us. We saw Maya battle last year in the same situation when Mara went down. She had to take a step up. But now we have more pieces for her to help.
Mm-hmm. In addition to transfer Annika Stewart, who played at Nebraska prior, Mallory Heyer, no stranger to your lineup, Sophie Hart. So just talk a little bit more about your personnel.
Yeah, so for us, we run a motion offense, and we like a lot of our kids to be interchangeable, very versatile. Ani came from Nebraska, like you said, and for us, we like our post kids to be able to step out and shoot it. Brings a different type of level of post kid besides Sophie Hart, who is more of a around the basket type of post. Ani can step out, stretch it, space it for a little bit. Mallory Heyer, we call her Dow. Don't ask me why. But Mallory Heyer is our tough glue kid, but usually when people talk about glue kids, that's the type of kid who doesn't really shoot the ball. Mallory Heyer is very different. She's tough, she's gritty, but she also can stretch the floor. We brought in another point guard transfer from UMass, Alexia Rose, who's a backup point guard for us, who can handle it. She makes a lot of plays in the transition. So we're excited with our bench.
Mm-hmm. And in the Big Ten so far, it's a little bit different now when you're only playing most teams one time. You're going out to the West Coast. You guys made your swing to the California schools, but just your experience thus far in this season with the Big Ten as it's been restructured.
It's kind of different. I was thinking about it today because usually around this time you've already played a team once already, so you just kind of go back to your notes. But with us, we've only seen Iowa for the first time this year, and they're very different from what they were last year. So it's kind of different in a way, but it's more exciting because it's always fresh. There's nothing old in it. Going out to LA it was pretty cool. I mean, the girls have never been out there at Hollywood, and went to the Chinese Theater. We went to the Hollywood sign, so we did some pretty cool things. But it's a different style of play out there, different size that we're going to see in the Big Ten. So it's going to be cool to see the rest of the Big Ten with Oregon and Washington coming here in a couple weeks.
And what do you expect out of the matchup this evening with Iowa?
Iowa's a tough team, very, very tough. They stretch the floor, a lot of shooters, but people don't talk about their toughness. They dive on the ball, they defend. Every kid that steps on the floor gives their all, and we got to find a way not to get out-toughed.
Well, thank you for your time, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
And Catherine, thank you very much. Appreciate Aaron Horn, assistant coach for the Golden Gophers, taking some time to break down Minnesota before the Hawkeyes and the Golden Gophers. When we come back, Jan Jensen on the pregame show. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Lacer Graphics and Signs provides big signs, bold graphics, and beautiful results for Hawkeye athletics around Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and throughout campus. Lacer Graphics and Signs helps build your brand through custom graphics, signage, and video displays designed to specifically tell your story and grow your business in a big way. That's Lacer Graphics and Signs, a preferred graphic and signage provider of Iowa Hawkeye athletics. Visit them online at lacer.com to see how they can bring your big ideas to life.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
Did you know that UI uses the same amount of energy as all the rest of Iowa City? That's why we have our own power plant, and we're committed to making it clean. By 2025, we'll rely completely on climate-friendly, alternative fuels. Deep in the boiler rooms, engineers from the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative are optimizing the power plant so it can handle these new fuels more efficiently. Learn more about it at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. That's uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
When you want the best quality, safety, reliability, and savings, it's gotta be Honda. Save thousands with low 0% APR financing. When you gotta have selection, Honda cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, hybrids, and EVs are in stock and on sale. Like the 2024 Honda Prologue EV with 0% APR financing. To see why it's gotta be Honda, search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval. Offer is 3325.
Yeah, it is. Welcome back to Williams Arena as we get set for Iowa and Minnesota. And the shoot-around with head coach Jan Jensen is presented by Oaknall, as their mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oaknall is conveniently located near University of Iowa Healthcare Campus, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and downtown Iowa City. A proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Visit oaknall.com to learn more. Well, Jan finally arrived here in Minneapolis. This has been an interesting couple of days. Tried to get up, obviously, last night with the freezing rain in Cedar Rapids. That was a no-go, and finally got up here this morning and got your shoot around. And now it feels a little bit normal going into the game, but you got to convince the players of that too.
Yeah, I was walking out of our pregame meal, and I think I saw AJ and Tegan. I'm like, it just feels normal now, doesn't it, ladies?
Not sure they bought into that.
They kind of looked at their eyebrows raised, and I said, I know it, but no, they've handled it, I think, beautifully, as well as I think any team could. But it was just certainly a challenging. Felt like a week, but it was only a few hours, a day and a half maybe.
Yeah, life on the road in the Big Ten sometimes this time of year. And then obviously with everything surrounding on Sunday, had to get everybody refocused and realize this is a big week, and it starts tonight in Minnesota.
It does. You know, that's the thing. You have that incredible high, and then we practice on Monday, but we take Tuesdays off typically when we have a Sunday game. And, you know, it's just they do a pretty good job, but I think any coach will tell you after that Sunday, the next Monday, a lot of them are, you know, tired, a little, you know, emotionally spent. But we've had 2 solid practices, and, you know, I've tried to tell them that, you know, after you win one like that, the next one, you know, becomes pretty hard because now that target is very much more circled, and, you know, now you have the, you know, opportunity to keep stacking it. And, you know, the big thing I talk about is keep progressing. Obviously, this win would be humongous, but it doesn't define the season yet. Neither did the USC win. But if we can consistently keep going on this trajectory, you know, I just keep telling them we want to be playing our best basketball in February. And I thought that was a heck of a way to start it. But, you know, this team, you can feel the pressure. So when I was talking to him, I said, look, this is going to set us up really well, but you can't play in that pressure cooker. You just got to know a lot of great opportunities. But if you just keep focusing on getting better and taking one possession at a time, man, that's when we're really good. So that's what I'm hoping I'm going to see tonight.
Great to see Lucy Olson recognized by the Big Ten as the co-player of the week. Not easy ever, but especially with 18 teams.
Yeah, I thought that was great. You know, just so deserved because she had just a fantastic, especially second half and fourth quarter. And then she got recognized as the National Player of the Week, too. So it was a great week for her. And I think I would like to think that's going to free her up even more because now she's kind of, I think, got that monkey off her back that people can really, you know, see what she's capable of. But certainly all of us, we have to, as I keep using the term stacking, the more you stack it and the more you kind of solidify yourself, as one of the, better players. And certainly we always want to be considered one of the better teams, but you can't do that without stacking.
Back with more from Jan Jensen on the pregame show. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
Hey there, sports fans. Hungry for a legendary experience? Look no further than Bump's Restaurants, proudly named after the legendary Bump Elliott. Nestled right at the Finkbine Golf Course on Melrose Avenue, Bump's is your go-to spot for mouth-watering meals. Present your ticket from today's game at Bump's and get a buy one appetizer, get the second appetizer free deal. Offer good through the next home game. See you soon off Melrose Avenue at the Finkbine Golf Course. Bump's Restaurant, a legendary place with legendary food.
Hey, Hawkeyes, while your hard-working class are on the court, there's a team behind the scenes making sure that the power keeps going, the water keeps flowing, and the temps inside are just right. Introducing the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative. The collaborative is a public-private partnership between UI, NG, and Meridium. It delivers the funds UI needs to drive our academic and research excellence while optimizing campus utilities for a generation to come. Check it out at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. Experience the world. Join the Destinations Unlimited Travel Showcase on March 13th, 4:30 to 7:30 at the Olympic Theater in Cedar Rapids. Exclusive deals await. Visit duagency.com or call 319-393-1359 to register.
Join Bobby Hansen and Gary Dolphin each week for Hawk Talk, live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency in Coralville. They'll be joined each week by Coach McCaffrey and a Hawkeye player. For the complete schedule, visit HawkeyeSports.com.
Jan, looking at Minnesota, it looks to be a balanced team. Obviously, we talked about Monday night, too. They lost their best player through just 5 games, but have retooled and have it going a little bit, though they're coming off a couple of tough losses on the West Coast, which is going to be just about everybody this year.
Right.
But it seems like they've got players that can get to that 15, 20-point mark more than one or two.
They really do. They come in pretty balanced, right? I think their point guard and off guard are averaging double digits, but then everybody else is 8, 9, pushing that double digit. So the balance is nice, but then, like you said, out of that balance, you can have any 2 or 3 of them go off. And that's what makes them pretty dangerous. They got a really nice inside game. Sophie Hart and Annika Stewart. And those of you that, follow us and are good fans, our beloved Hannah Stewart, her little sister, plays for the Gophers. She went to Nebraska and then has transferred back here. And they're really nice, 1-2 punch in there. Annika comes off the bench. And their point guard, Amaya Battle, is a really, really nice point guard. And when she gets going, she's kind of hard to stop. Then they got a kid that was Tegan Mulaney's teammate, Rokowski, and she's from Wisconsin. And then Mallory Heyer is she was a great player, Minnesota, local kid here, a do-it-all kid, kind of like their Sid Folter. So their starting 5 are really, really quite good.
And the personnel, obviously recruit probably some of the same players. They've got double-digit players from Minnesota, so you've seen them for a while in the high school AAU circuit.
Yeah, you really have. I mean, that's the thing. People who coach up here, the Twin Cities has a lot of great basketball, so they don't really have to leave that much. You certainly do on occasion. But they can pretty much field the D1 roster if they keep them all at home. So we do recruit a lot of their kids. We don't always offer them, and the ones we do, we don't always get. And a lot of them have come to our camps. On their roster is Monica Sonano's little sister, Maggie, and she gets in sometimes. I don't know I felt like last year she maybe got in a little bit more, but she's a small forward, long and kind of lanky, a little different than Monica, but she has a pretty three-point shot. So kind of interesting, those sister connections to our former Hawks.
Yeah, and one from Nebraska now up here at Minnesota. Speaking of three-pointers, is this a team that can knock them down?
Yeah, they really are. Mallory Heyer is shooting pushing 40%, in the high 30s, and then Grokowski is very good. She can hit it from deep. Maya Battle, if she gets on and is hitting those, it's really tough sledding. But they're all really capable. And actually, Annika Stewart, she's really good at the three. So those trail threes, when you don't think you have to guard the bigger players out there, Annika really thrives at that. So I'm not thinking we're going to play a whole lot of zone because they have a lot of different weapons.
Well, let's go get 4 in a row here against the Gophers.
Ooh, I would love it. That would be great.
You're okay with that, right?
I'm more than okay with it. That's the plan. Let's go Hawks.
All right, Jan Jensen on the pregame show from Williams Arena here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Oh, I can't even think about cooking tonight. I'm so exhausted. You know what? I'll just grab Quick Start for supper. It's easy and everyone likes it. Plus, I need gas anyway. 2 birds, 1 stone. And it's so affordable. With my rewards card, I'll save even more. Yes, I am winning tonight. Wait, the kids are totally going to want dessert. I'll grab some of their chocolate chip cookies. Maybe for later or, for the drive home. It's fine. Life's busy. Quick Start's got you. Food's here.
Hawkeye fans, get ready for the game with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, we're excited to bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Enjoy fan favorites like Easy Eddie and Citrus Surfer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to Carver? Go to BigGrove.com and enter for your chance to win Hawkeye tickets all season long. Or join us at any of our 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon, where you can get out of the cold and enjoy warm hospitality while watching the game. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes, all season long. Go Hawks!
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
Lacer Graphics and Signs provides big signs, bold graphics, and beautiful results for Hawkeye Athletics around Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and throughout campus. Lacer Graphics and Signs helps build your brand through custom graphics, signage, and video displays designed to specifically tell your story and grow your business in a big way. That's Lacer Graphics and Signs, a preferred graphic and signage provider of Iowa Hawkeye Athletics. Visit them online at lacer.com to see how they can bring your big ideas to life.
Welcome back to Williams Arena. Rob Brooks and Catherine Reynolds getting ready for Big Ten basketball. The Hawkeyes at 15-7 overall, trying to win, as Coach Jensen told you, 4 in a row. And the Gophers just back from the LA swing, losing to USC and UCLA. Having a half-court presentation here as both teams are lined up. Free throw line extended, getting ready for the national anthem. So we will get this tipped off right after 7 o'clock. Good time to pause 10 seconds to allow our stations to identify themselves. You are listening to Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball. Maggie Sonano, a name we're very familiar with, out receiving some hardware there at midcourt. Maggie comes off the bench for Minnesota as we enjoy our national anthem before tonight's game. Lift every voice and sing before tonight's national anthem. Terrific pregame here in Minneapolis as we get set for Iowa and Minnesota. And tonight's starting lineups are presented by Melrose Meadows. Tired of cooking, cleaning, or just being alone? Check out Melrose Meadows, voted Iowa City's best retirement community, with underground parking, a heated pool, and endless opportunities to stay fit and social. To learn more, visit melrosemeadows.com. Hawkeye starters being introduced, and that will be the same that we've seen the last few games, with Sydney Falter, Kylie Fierbach, and Hannah Stolke, who has 999 career points. Her next bucket puts her over 1,000. Lucy Olson coming off a Iowa career high of 28, and Taylor McCabe in the backcourt. For Minnesota, Amaya Battle, averaging 11.6 and 5.1 rebounds a contest. She had 18 in the game against the Hawkeyes last year. Tori McKinney, a 6'1 freshman, averaging 10 and 3.5 boards. Mallory Heyer, a 6'1 junior, averaging 8.6 and 7 rebounds a contest, coming off of 7 rebounds against UCLA. Grace Grahalski, outstanding three-point shooter, 5'10 sophomore, averaging just under 12 points a contest. She's knocked down 42 three-pointers on the season. And in the middle, 6'5" and a senior, Sophie Hart, averaging 8.5. Starting lineups presented by Melrose Meadows. And tonight's opening tip-off is brought to you by Farmers State Bank. Earn $250 when you open an eligible checking account at the Tiffin branch or online. Get rewarded for banking with FSB. Visit myfsbonline.com for complete details. Subject to approval, minimum $50 deposit. Requires e-statements and direct deposit. Member FDIC, which leads us into our keys to the game. Catherine, what has to happen for the Hawkeyes in this eventful last night into today?
Yeah, it certainly has been eventful, Rob, but I think it starts with transition defense for Iowa this evening, and that includes trail three-pointers. Minnesota likes to shoot those, and they shoot them at a high volume, so you're finding Grahalski, Mallory Heyer, and then Annika Stewart off the bench in particular, and then it all starts with the Amaya Battle, finding and slowing her in transition. Secondly, controlling the glass, and that's because controlling the rebounding controls possessions. And I think for Iowa, there came a point in the USC game where they were giving up a few too many offensive rebounds, giving USC a few too many second chance opportunities. I think that's a key here this
evening. And then lastly, it's carrying on the confidence that was built and gained in that game on Sunday. So much of basketball is about your opponent, but I personally think even more is about you and what's going on in your locker room and in your huddles. And so, you look at this Minnesota versus Iowa history. Iowa has won the last 10 matchups, and it's been in this building by an average of 30 points a game. So if you don't think that Minnesota is getting up for this evening and really has Iowa circled on their schedule, you can think again.
Here we go. The ball is in the air, and the tap won by Sophie Hart, as Minnesota will have the first possession of the game. Basket to our left, and Hart makes a move in the paint, goes up with it again. Stalky too hard off the window, and Sydney Falter comes down with the rebound. First possession for the Hawkeyes. Here's Taylor McCabe on the left wing, gives it off to Olsen, just left to the top of the key. She makes a move and then drives baseline on the left side. Doesn't like what she sees, kicks it back out to Sydney Falter. Now Lucy still behind the arc with 5 to shoot. Makes a move to her right. 17-foot jumper is no good. Rebound putback is good by Hannah Stalky, and there she is, over 1,000 career points.
Congratulations to Stolke. A huge accomplishment and great offensive rebound putback.
Hawks strike first in this one in the black road uniforms with the gold Iowa across the front. Gold numerals as well. Minnesota in the home whites. Here's a pass inside and a nice reverse move underneath, and it's up and good. And Battle gets on the board for the Golden Gophers, and we're tied at 2. Just underway first quarter. Falter gets a pass on the left side to Stalky. Now back to Sydney for 3. All net from the left wing. Jan Jensen said this is a shooter's gym.
Hey, sure is. The barn's built for shooters, and Iowa's recognizing the double coming to Stolke, which keeps the shooters open out on the perimeter.
Minnesota in the front court. Iowa 5, the Gophers 2. Grachalski keeps that dribble going on the right side. Minnesota works the ball around the arc. Now McKinney makes a move in the paint. Floats it up with the left hand. No good. Too strong off the window. No iron on that shot. The Hawks looking to get a fast break opportunity going, and they do. Kylie Fierbach knocks down a three-pointer from the left wing.
Yeah, if they keep this pace up, they're going to think they never need to shoot around in the opponent's arena before the game.
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes is plenty. Another great start for the Hawkeyes, 8-2. Here's a deep corner 3. McKinney from the left wing, no good. And the rebound on the weak side by Hannah Stalky. Hawks with the basketball up 8-2. Now Sydney Falter on the right side, lobs a pass into Stalky, makes a move against 2 Gophers. Shot is up, maybe partially blocked by the 6'5" Hart, and comes down with the rebound. Here's McKinney across the timeline for Minnesota. Hawkeyes up by 6. Angles to the left side, pulls up her dribble. Now on the left side, Battle makes a move along the baseline and is called for traveling. Really good defense to seal her off, and it's Hawkeye basketball.
Kylie Fierbach has been such a mainstay in this Iowa defensive rotation, taking the best player on every opposing team and doing a great job with those assignments.
Evidence last Sunday for sure. Here's McCabe, a three-pointer left wing. That's been the popular spot. This one skips off the right side and into the hands of Battle. Gets it off to Grachalski. And now a deep 3 right at the top of the key is no good. Battle misfired on that one, and the Hawks get the rebound. It's been one and done for Minnesota. And a three-pointer right wing, Olsen, no. But the offensive rebound to a Falter. Now back outside to McCabe. One dribble, 3, a little bit strong. McCabe goes after the rebound with a Falter, but Minnesota digs it up with Grachalski. Hawks lead by 6. Grachalski, a transition 3, no good off the top of the key. And Hawks grab another rebound. Looking for that sideline break. Here's Fierbach racing toward the basket, flips it up and gets it to go as she went to the ground.
Not sure how that went in, Rob. She shot it basically from the floor, but great body control and strength by Kylie Fierbach with that finish.
Has 5 of the Hawkeyes 10, and Iowa goes up by 8. Here's a three-pointer on the way that's no good and goes up over the top of the rim. This one missed by Annika Stewart. As the Hawkeyes on an 8-0 run the last 2:43. Minnesota has not scored for just about 3 minutes. 5:49 left to go in the first quarter. Hawkeye basketball up 8. Guyton just into the game. Crosses the timeline. Rose comes in as well for Minnesota. Here's Feuerbach in between the circles. Hesitates, drives down the right side. Now pulls it back up top. And a one-handed pass to Addie O'Grady just into the game on the left wing. Now back to Kylie Feuerbach. Makes a move in the paint. Slips a pass all the way out to a Falter. Gets it back from Olsen. Makes a move, and time runs out on the shot clock. Couldn't get anything going on that possession. Minnesota basketball.
Solid defense from Minnesota. They had their great help side on the ball screen drive, a nice closeout on Lucy, and then I don't think Sydney maybe was quite aware of the amount of time left on the shot clock there. So good team defense by Minnesota, but Iowa, I think those are avoidable turnovers. So we've got Coach Jensen adjusting something on the neckline of Aaliyah Guyton's jersey.
So she'll get that attended to and come out of the game. Taylor Stremlow in. Hawkeyes 10, Minnesota 2, 5:15 left to go in the first quarter. And traveling, forced error by Minnesota. Battle. Just move that pivot foot. 40 feet from the hoop. Now Aaliyah Guyton back in for Feuerbach.
Yeah, Battle's done that a few times, so I'm not surprised that the official finally took note of it.
She had 21 against UCLA the last time out. Hawks by 8 with the ball. Stremlow on the right wing. Gets it to Olsen between the circles. Now inside of Grady. Puts it on the floor once. Kicks it back to a Falter for 3 and drills it from the right wing. Sydney, a Falter, her second three-pointer.
Great in-out action for Iowa. Again, all that post help coming. Post being aware and making assists.
13-2 Hawkeyes. This is reminiscent of the start on Sunday. And here's a steal by a Falter. Gets the ball in the front court to Stremlow. Now back to Sydney, top of the key. Makes a move to the left. Now Lucy Olsen along the baseline. Goes up strong with the layup. And it's still good. Short off the left side of the rim. Rebound taken down by Grachalski of Minnesota. Gophers working it around the arc. Here's Rose. Fires a 3, and that went off the glass first. No good. And a foul on the rebound. And that's going to go against Minnesota. We've got timeout on the court with 4:14 left to go in the first. The Hawkeyes on an 11-0 run. The last 4 minutes and 18 seconds lead it 13-2. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides a direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. You'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. A message from Iowa HHS.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Jordan Sekefetz here for my dad Brian and his True Blue crew at Dodge Street Tire. If you're wrestling with your car or truck, let their crew take care of you and your family with honest and quality award-winning service. For over 30 good years, Dodge Street Tire have been champions for Hawkeye fans everywhere, pinning down prices and problems for their neighbors. Don't let your vehicle's tires and troubles keep you from achieving your goals. Dodge Street Tire at the corner of Dodge and Church Street.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Well, the Hawkeyes, after one quarter on Sunday, led USC 18-4. Here at the 4:14 mark of the first quarter, it is Iowa 13 and Minnesota 2. How are the Hawkeyes doing it? Well, 3 out of 5 from 3, 5 of 11 from the floor, and Minnesota, just ice cold, good three-point shooting team, 32.8 on the year. Start 1 for 8 from the floor, 0 for 5 from 3.
Well, and what a difference it has made for Iowa to be shooting the three as well as they have in this little stretch of games here and some of the success they've been having. And you're seeing it from a variety of people. You know, Sydney Fulter with 2 3-pointers already on the day today. And again, controlling the glass, winning the rebounding war 9-4 at the moment.
Hawks will face a little bit of pressure here. Olsen gets it into a Fulter in the backcourt. Sydney pushes the ball ahead to Olsen. And the Hawks will set it up on top 13-2 here in Williams Arena. Stremlo just right at the top of the key. Gets it to Olsen. Free throw line extended left. Comes to the free throw line. Kicks it right side Guyton. She takes it to the top of the key. Now Stremlo. Bounce pass inside O'Grady. Outside the paint. Kicks it back to Guyton. She'll have to fire up a three-pointer. That was forced as the shot clock was inside of 2. And it's rebounded off the miss by Grachalski. Brings it into the front court. Here's Battle on the right wing. Drops it in for Hart. Goes to work and puts it up off the window against Addie O'Grady.
Strong move over her shoulder there for Sophie Hart. She's a strong post and 6'5". Takes up a lot of space in the paint.
Transfer from NC State, and Fulter couldn't connect on the three-pointer right at the top of the key. Minnesota gets the rebound. They want to run, look to run. This time get it back into Hart. Her little floater with the right hand is no good. Both teams go after the rebound, and it's touched last by Sophie Hart. Iowa basketball on top 13-4.
Seen Minnesota, as you said, extend their defense a little bit into the backcourt, but it's a little bit of token pressure where there's really just one person on Lucy Olsen. The rest are kind of open. So, you know, make Lucy's life easier. Just make one pass.
Lucy dribbles it into the front court. Drops it off for Stremlo in between the circles out near the big M here at Williams Arena at center court. Now Olsen at the free throw line. She's double teamed, and the ball is taken away by Battle. Brings it into the front court. Now Grachalski on the left wing. Drops it along the baseline to McKinney. Now back outside. Three-pointer good by Mallory Heyer.
A little bit of a defensive scramble for Iowa there. And Heyer's one you don't want to leave by yourself. Shooting the three really well this season.
Started 85 straight games for the Gophers. 13-7. Hawks still with the advantage in the basketball. 2:22 left to go in the first quarter. Here's Stremlo. Lobs a pass right side to Olsen. Bounce pass to Stalky in the paint. Puts the ball on the floor, then kicks it back out to Stremlo for 3. No good off the right side of the rim. Missed it from the left wing. Stalky gets the rebound. Kicks it back out to Olsen. Now Mulaney into the game. Back inside to Stalky. Turns to that left shoulder. Contact, but no call. Minnesota gets the rebound. Quickly into the front court. As Grachalski keeps that dribble going on the left side. Brings it to the top of the key. Now backs it up. McCabe comes out on her. Gets a hard screen and a whistle. Taylor McCabe will be whistled for her first. And it will be ball possession for Minnesota. Iowa 13, the Gophers 7. 1:47 left to go in quarter number 1 from Williams Arena. Minnesota enters the ball. Battle gets it to McKinney. Top of the key, angles left side, lost control of it. She tried to kick it back out, and it's intercepted by Kylie Feuerbach, who brings it to the right wing. Looks inside, gets it to Olsen, who stops and pops from the elbow and knocks it down as she came off a screen.
There we go. Lucy finally got a little breathing room. Great job setting up the screen. Little curl cut to get herself that mid-range shot that she loves.
Well, the defense she's seeing, that's what happens when you have 23 and a quarter against the, or in the half against the 4th-ranked team in the country. And Minnesota tried an entry pass down on the left block, turns it over. Hawkeye basketball on top 15-7. 1:12 left to go in quarter number 1. Olsen dribbles between her legs, behind her back, brings it into the front court, hands it off to Mulaney. Now Fierbach just right at the top of the key. One-handed pass to Stalky. Almost beat her defender. Gets it to Olsen for three. Deep in the corner. Swish. And a foul called after the shot. So count the basket and a whistle.
Yeah, all it took was Lucy getting one little shot, and then she gets her rhythm going, a lot like what we saw on Sunday. And then that very physical play on the rebound. Hannah Stolke just basically thrown to the ground, and Iowa retains possession because of that.
Annika Stewart picks up the foul, and Olsen misfired from deep, just about that same area. Short corner on the left side. 40 seconds left to go in the first. Hawks 18, Gophers 7. Here's a three-pointer right wing, and it's no good by Stewart. That's a shot she can knock down. Hawks get the rebound. McCabe comes into the front court. There's Annika Stewart, the sister of former Hawkeye great Hannah Stewart, who's here tonight. Olsen up near the timeline. 8 to shoot. And pretty much hold for the last shot. Now in the corner, Fierbach puts it on the floor. Up and under, scoop shot is blocked away and out of bounds. 1.7 on the clock. And 0.3 on the shot clock.
Well, that's only thing you can really do is have Hannah Stolke try to go up and tip that basketball in.
Olsen gets into Stolke, and she does just that. And it goes in off the window. And now we'll just have to wait and see if that ball was on her palm too long. I think it probably was.
You know, Hannah, a volleyball player in high school, if anyone could set it right into the rim and into the basket the way Hannah just did, it'd be her. So athletic move, but like you said, 0.3 seconds is a pretty quick time to do anything.
It's almost 0.2 and you have to tap it. 0.3, really close, but the officials will take a look at it. University of Iowa Energy Collaborative is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye women's basketball this season, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Learn more at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. That includes the fuel in our vehicles, so when you fill up, pump it up with Unleaded 88 and support Iowa's corn farmers today. So wave off the basket. And we've played 10 minutes. Iowa 18, Minnesota 7. Second quarter action from Minneapolis next. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Did you know that UI ranks near the top of the EPA's Green Power Leaderboard with 84% of our energy coming from renewable sources? Now you can be a part of the team that makes it happen. The University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, with our partner, NG Iowa, is offering full-time positions in utility operations for our campus and hospital water, heating, steam, and distribution systems. Check out the jobs and apply at uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
When you live in the Midwest, you're accustomed to leading the nation in certain things, from corn and pork production to eggs and soybeans. And now we're adding another product to that list, clean, renewable wind energy. By investing in wind turbines and partnering with area farmers and landowners, MidAmerican Energy is harvesting wind power that's homegrown right in our very own backyard. which not only provides customers with low, stable energy rates, but also the support to make our Midwest communities safer and stronger.
Appreciate everybody joining us here along the Hawkeye Radio Network, our flagship stations, WHO in Des Moines, WMT in Cedar Rapids, the Varsity app, and also the University of Iowa YouTube page. And that was our 5th and final pregame show break. So our next break will be break number 2 in the first quarter. 18-7. Hawkeyes with the lead and the basketball. Here's Stalky, free throw line, dribbles down the right side of the lane, goes up strong, didn't get it to go, but is fouled.
And this is the first trip to the free throw line of the game for either team. That first quarter really moved quickly because of the lack of foul calls, and I kind of like it. Let them play.
Hart with the foul. Stalky misfired on the first free throw, gets another opportunity and drops this one right through. So Hannah, over 1,000 career points tonight, has 3. And it's 19-7 in favor of the Hawkeyes. Early stages, second quarter, and a turnover in the paint by Minnesota. Hawkeyes grab it, ahead to Olsen, fakes a 3 on the right wing, and then tried to drop a bounce pass inside to Stalky, and it's kicked out of bounds, and the Hawks will retain possession.
If you're Iowa, you have to be really happy with the start tonight. A little bit of a travel snafu that you mentioned and Coach Jay mentioned in the pregame, but I was talking to someone today. She's like, well, you made it safely, right? Just have fun with the game and go get a win over the Gophers.
Anna Stalky gets the ball in the paint and a whistle away. It is going to be called on Lucy Olsen. Well, Hall of Fame coach Norm Stewart, who was the Missouri Tigers' longtime men's coach, never traveled the day before a game. Always went the day of the game, and had tremendous success doing that, as a forced shot from 10 feet is up and no good by Battle. She had 1 foot in the paint, 1 out, and she's fouled. This will go against the Hawkeyes.
I think traveling the day of, in a lot of ways, is kind of nice. I think it's more so the maybe 7 or so hours spent in the airplane and at the airport last night that they would not do over again. However, hey, whatever works, and I think these athletes are resilient. That kind of stuff really doesn't matter. And in fact, it's team bonding. It's additional team time, and you make really good memories when when things go smoothly. You don't make any memories, right? That's when you make the fun things with your teammates.
And Coach Jensen talked about that at shoot-around today. Norm Stewart, they always travel day of the game. And a hold out on the perimeter is called on Minnesota after Battle knocked down both free throws. And that'll be Battle with her first. Hawkeye basketball along the side, on top by 10, 19-9. 1 minute into the second quarter. Olsen, spin dribble, right at the top of the key. Now to McCabe in between the circles. Feuerbach on the right side. Here's a Falter, takes a couple of dribbles near the elbow. Now back to Feuerbach, top of the key, and tries to make a move toward the rim. Does so, didn't get it to go. Stalky there with the rebound and the putback. And all that action happened right before the shot clock expired.
Good awareness by Kylie, and then an even better offensive rebound effort by Hannah.
Stalky with 5. Mid-range jumper is up and good by Battle.
Now that's kind of where Battle wants to get her points from, is the mid-range. They send a lot of ball screens to set her up for that.
Averaging 15.2 in conference, 11.6 overall. So she has stepped up her game in Big Ten play. Stalky just outside the paint, gives it back to a Falter on the right wing. Now drives toward the elbow. Now to Stalky in the paint. Fakes, goes up strong, and the shot is blocked by Heyer. Retrieved by Minnesota. 21-11 in favor of the Hawkeyes. Minnesota basketball, and see if Feuerbach is going to be called for a hold out on the right wing near the three-point arc.
On the offensive end of the floor, these Minnesota posts are being so physical with Hannah Stolke that they're pushing her off of the block. She's catching nearly 10, 12, even 15 feet away from the rim and then making a move. So it's making her life a little more challenging down there with all the physicality.
And no call so far. Minnesota basketball along the baseline. Get it in. Now inside, Higher tries to go to work. Turn-on jumper's up and no good. Hawks get the rebound. Ball pushed ahead to Feuerbach, and then she threw it into the second row, trying a cross-court pass. Trying to set up Leah Guyton for a three-pointer.
You know, I think Kylie even had to laugh. Just took off on her, kind of launched it like a softball pitcher.
Minnesota basketball. Here's Battle, angles right side, and a charge taken by Hannah Stalkey out on the wing, and that's 2 now on Amaya Battle.
Oh, yeah, 7.5 minutes left in the second quarter. That's a big second foul. Great defense by Hannah. It was all about angle. She beat her to the spot and took that charge.
You like to call those 50-50 plays, but that went the Hawks' way. So Battle will sit down. Here's Guyton on the right side. Now to McCabe. Hands it off to Guyton. She turns the corner down the left side of the lane. High arching layup is no good. And the ball is loose. Rose comes up with it. Dribbles it into the front court. 21-11. Favor of the Hawkeyes. Led the entire game. Now a corner three by Mallory Higher. That's her second. And pulls the Gophers to within 7. Hawkeyes quickly down the court. A falter. Passes it off to Guyton. Ali at the top of the key. Fakes a shot. Kicks it back to a falter. Around the arc. Here's a falter. Keeps that dribble going. Now makes a move in the paint. Slips it inside to Stalkey. She tried to make a move toward the middle of the lane and took an extra step traveling the call. O'Grady comes in for Hannah Stalkey.
Yeah, trying to go middle there was kind of questionable from Hannah. All the defense was in the middle of the court, whereas going to her left side along the baseline was all sorts of space. I think led to the travel. She turned and saw all the company she was going to meet there in the middle of the paint.
Plenty of white jerseys were there. As McCabe sits down, Lucy Olson comes back in with 6:32 left to go in the second quarter. 21-14 Hawkeyes.
The barn is a unique place. It is probably the one arena in the conference you do want to get in and get used to because the court is elevated, Rob. I don't know, what do you say, 4 feet up off the ground? So it's just a little bit different than what you're used to.
Opened in 1928. Has been renovated several times. Parts of it anyway. But still has that old feel to it. Here's Rose at the free throw line. Backup point guard. Gives it to Annika Stewart. Free throw line extended left. Stewart gets a pass back from McKinney. Launches a three-pointer straight away. No good. A falter the rebound. One-hand pass to Stewart. Olsen. O'Grady now back out to a falter. 21-14. Hawkeyes on top. Hook pass into O'Grady. Goes to work and turns to that left side. Easy layup, and Addie O'Grady, her first basket.
Yeah, picking up where she left off, the exact kind of move she had so much success with against USC. Over her right shoulder, finishing with her left. Nice
tall move. Rose down the right side of the lane. And a charge taken by guess who?
None other than number 4. Kylie Feuerbach hits one a game at least, doesn't she?
One minimum for sure. Kylie did the job there on the right side of the court. 23-14 Hawkeyes. 5:31 left to go. Quarter number 2. Iowa basketball. Guyton on the point. Hesitates. Brings it across the timeline. McKinney comes out on her. O'Grady comes to set a screen. Now Olsen rolls off a screen. 15-footer. No good off the right side of the rim. Missed it from straight away. Rebound down to Minnesota. Rose in the front court. 23-14 Hawkeyes. Approaching the midway point. Quarter number 2. Grahalski. Angles left side. Keeps that dribble going. Now kicks it to Rose in the corner. Three-pointer no good. Right wing. Another rebound for Sydney Falter, who had 9 of them on Sunday. Down court to Feuerbach. Drains a three-pointer wide open on the left side.
Great push by Iowa. Beat the defense back, and then Kylie found herself wide open on that left wing. Like you said, the hot spot today.
That has been. She has 8. And a whistle as Minnesota brought it into the front court. That'll go against Leah Guyton, and that will be her first. Timeout on the court. That gives us a chance to remind you that at the game or at home, Wimmer's premium quality hot dogs and sausages will score with family and friends. Take the highest quality beef and pork, combine it with natural spices, and you get the best tasting Midwestern hot dog. Wimmer's, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. 4:39 left to go, second quarter. Iowa 25, Minnesota 14. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
Hey Hawk fans, ready to elevate your game day experience? Introducing Daydreamer Cannabis-infused beverages. Made locally in North Liberty, Iowa, Daydreamer is your all-natural, low-calorie lifestyle beverage made with real fruit. It's light, healthy, and alcohol-free. Just what you need to keep you relaxed when the game heats up. So grab yourself a Daydreamer. Sip local and dream big. As always, enjoy responsibly. Visit us online at enjoydaydreamer.com.
Oh, I can't even think about cooking tonight. I am so exhausted. You know what? I'll just grab Quick Start for supper. It's easy and everyone likes it. Plus, I need gas anyway. 2 birds, 1 stone. And it's so affordable. With my rewards card, I'll save even more. Yes, I am winning tonight. Wait, the kids are totally going to want dessert. I'll grab some of their chocolate chip cookies. Maybe for later or, for the drive home. It's fine. Life's busy. Quick Start's got you. Food's here.
Hawkeyes led after one, 18-7, have outscored Minnesota in quarter number 2, 8-7, lead at 26-14. Always assumed a down power line is energized. Stay far away and call 911. Get more safety tips at midamericanenergy.com. After the Guyton foul, it is Minnesota basketball along the baseline. McKinney will enter. Gets it to Battle, brings it to the top of the key from the left wing. Lobs a pass right side, McKenna Johnson, 5'9" freshman averaging 4 points a game in, and gets it back to McKinney, top of the key, now to Battle, three-pointer left side is short off the front of the iron, and the ball is loose and dug up by Aaliyah Guyton. Brings it across the timeline, angles left side, 25-14. 4:10 left to go. Feuerbach in the corner, back to Lucy Olsen. Fires a three, no good off the right side of the rim. Battle for the rebound, and touched last by Sydney Falter, who already has 5 rebounds. Hannah Stalkey has 6. Hawkeyes 10 of 26 from the floor. Minnesota shooting 29%. Minnesota basketball. 4 minutes left to go until halftime. 25-14 in favor of the Hawkeyes. Gophers work the ball around the arc. Here's Johnson. Brings it to the top of the key. Left-handed pass to Stewart. Now back to Johnson. Fakes on the right wing. And now kicks it back to McKinney, who drives in. Floater is no good from 14. Hawks get the rebound. In transition. Here's Feuerbach. Drives the paint, kicks it off to Addie O'Grady. 16-foot jumper is good. Straight away, we've seen that before.
O'Grady from 16 has become pretty much automatic. What a luxury to have your post player be that confident knocking it down.
Just off the free throw line. Battle and air ball. 3 from straight away, and it goes out of bounds. Iowa basketball on top, 27-14.
And they continue to pick up Lucy Olsen full court. It just really makes me wonder why no other guards are coming back there and just bringing the basketball up the court instead of Lucy having to deal with ball pressure for 90 feet.
Guyton on a couple of occasions, but Lucy's been handling the ball and done it nicely. Hands it off to a Falter, drives down the right side, now gets it back to Feuerbach. Olsen, left to the top of the key, makes a move toward the hoop. Left-handed shot is up and no good. Heyer corrals the rebound. Now to McKinney. Brings it across the timeline, angles left side. Now in the corner, Battle. Boy, she'll hunt her shots for sure. Now Grocholski for three, left wing, no. But the putback is good underneath by Heyer. She has 8 points.
Yeah, sometimes air balls are tough to rebound. You don't expect it to come down so quickly. Heyer just got position.
Especially from a shooter like that, who has 42 three-pointers on the year. 27-16. Hawks with a lead in the basketball. Guyton on the left wing. O'Grady comes out to set a screen. She turns, stops at the free throw line, lofts a shot up, no good. Rebound taken down by Battle, and a whistle in the backcourt. And that's going to go against Minnesota. McKinney will pick up her first. Hawkeye basketball.
That was one of those where McKinney acts like she's not setting a screen, but she definitely sets a screen illegally, and that's the call. And that official, Tierra Cruz, they called that. She's a WNBA official, very experienced collegiate official as well, so she doesn't get many wrong.
Dawn Plitza-White, head coach for the Gophers in her second season, had a ton of success at South Dakota. Iowa basketball. Olsen at the free throw line, hands it off to a Falter, driving toward the basket, and goes up against Stewart, has the ball knocked away and out of bounds. Looked like there was a ton of contact there as the officials get together. And it will stay with Iowa with 16 to shoot. 2 minutes left to go in the quarter. Hawkeyes on top, 27-16.
There's been a lot of contact at the rim a few times that has gone uncalled.
Hawks get it in. Stuelke on the right wing. Goes toward the baseline and goes right around Stewart, and a whistle. That'll be her second.
Annika Stewart had a really nice 4 years at the University of Nebraska. Was a great kind of sixth woman off the bench for them for all that time, and now getting to come back to Minneapolis, where her mom is a high school coach locally in the area. Her sister Hannah, who Rob, as you mentioned, had a great career at Iowa, lives here now with her husband and their 2 young sons. So really kind of a cool story for her to have a homecoming up here in the Twin Cities.
1 out of 2 for Stuelke. She has 6. Yeah, that high-low with Hannah Stewart and Megan Gustafson. Some of the best basketball you'll see. Here's Grocholski for 3, left wing, no good. But Heyer comes down with the rebound. Second opportunity for the Gophers. 28-16 Iowa. Here's Battle. Guyton on her. Lob pass. Grocholski drives the paint. Kicks it back out. McKinney for 3. Buries it straight away.
Well, extra possessions, right? You get the offensive rebound. They get extra chances at baskets, and that's what happened there.
28-19. Hawkeyes turn it over as Olsen tried to get a lob pass into Stuelke down on the left block. And then Stuelke picks up her second.
Kind of a frustration foul from Hannah in the backcourt after that turnover, because it's a two-person game every time a turnover like that happens on the post entry. So part of it was Lucy trying to pass over, and part of it is that Hannah and Addie too, when she's been in the basketball game, have struggled a little bit to get deep post position where you do your work early, you seal on the block. They're getting pushed off so far.
Battle strong on the first free throw. And missed them both. This one rolled off the right side of the rim. 28-19. Hawkeyes with the lead in the basketball. 1:10 left to go. Second quarter. Olsen top of the key. Pulls up her dribble a couple of steps away. Now McCabe, right wing. Gets it to O'Grady off the block. Hawkeyes work the ball around the arc. Here's Stremlow. And she'll pull up mid-range jumper and drill it from the right wing.
Nice read by Taylor Stremlow. Defense backed off of her. She didn't like the 3 look. Got a little closer and hits the mid-range. Really nice element that she's added over the course of the season.
Use that dribble to get in rhythm. Hawks by 11. And Battle tries to make a move outside the arc on the right wing. And that'll go against Addie O'Grady. with a block. Battle back to the free throw line.
Addie trying to show a little bit on that ball screen, where for most of the game so far, Iowa's been doing what they call a flood. Some people call it drop coverage, where you're sort of waiting for the guard to attack. But on the talented battle, they've been a little more aggressive, and Addie just couldn't quite shuffle her feet quick enough against the effective guard, Amaya Battle.
Knocks down the first free throw. He had 4 games of 20 or more this year. Gets the second. Battle with 6, and Hawkeye lead cut to 9, 30-21. 35 seconds left to go. Olsen brings it across the timeline. Now Stremlo in between the circles. Goes between her legs. Now McCabe tried to get a lob pass inside. Batted up in the air nicely by Holloway. And Minnesota in the front court after the Iowa turnover. There's those wing entry passes that the Hawks have had some difficulty with this year. Here's a deep 3 by Heyer, right side, no. Nice box out and rebound by Stremlo. Lob pass down to Olsen. Now a lob underneath to a Falter. Left-handed layup off the window is good, and she's fouled.
Well, he couldn't have drawn up that transition offense any better than how Iowa just executed. One pass to Olsen, another pass to a Falter who goes straight up with it with very little time left on the clock, and the ball never hit the floor.
How many dribbles? None.
Exactly, and that's what's beautiful. John Wooden used to preach that when it came to transition. The basketball never needs to hit the floor. So did my dad. My dad used to always say, hey,
well, he knows what he's talking about.
Nobody has to dribble. Yeah, he took some cues from a pretty good one in John Wooden.
Free throw no good by a Falter to close out quarter number 2. The Hawkeyes will take a 32-21 advantage to the halftime break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
For hybrid vehicles that give you 614 miles of continuous driving, it's gotta be Honda. Save thousands on Honda hybrids with 2.9% financing. Award-winning Honda hybrids, Accord, Civics, and CR-Vs. With hybrids, the battery charges as you drive. Like the 2025 Honda Accord Sport or Touring model. Now with low 2.9% APR financing. To see why it's gotta be Honda, search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 3/3/25.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Welcome back to the Hawkeye halftime show from Williams Arena. Good news so far. The Hawks 32, Minnesota 21. Iowa has led for 18 minutes and 57 seconds. Led after the first quarter 18-7. Both teams scored 14 in quarter number 2, and that's where we stand 32-21. Sydney Falter leading the way for the Hawkeyes with 8 points and 7 rebounds. Amaya Battle has 8 for the Gophers. We'll get a full stat recap and more halftime show after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly renovated guest rooms at Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Iowa River Landing. Stay within walking distance of Extreme Arena, home of the Hawkeye volleyball team, as well as great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency Coralville is also the home of Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen and Fran McCaffrey. Come together at Hyatt Regency Coralville, where everything you need is right here.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up, Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
Did you know that UI uses the same amount of energy as all the rest of Iowa City? That's why we have our own power plant, and we're committed to making it clean. By 2025, we'll rely completely on climate-friendly, alternative fuels. Deep in the boiler rooms, engineers from the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative are optimizing the power plant so it can handle these new fuels more efficiently. Learn more about it at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. That's uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
Hawkeye fans, get ready for the game with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, we're excited to bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Enjoy fan favorites like Easy Eddie and Citrus Surfer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to Carver? Join us at any of our 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon, where you can get out of the cold and enjoy warm hospitality while watching the game. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Iowa Hawkeyes all season long. Go Hawks!
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products, we've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, this is the Hawkeye Halftime Show, brought to you by Hy-Vee. Score big savings with a Hy-Vee Perks membership. Iowa Lottery. Be a VIP with the Iowa Lottery. Visit ialottery.com for details. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. Powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Now back to courtside,
where the Hawkeyes lead 32-21 at the half. It's time for our halftime stats report, brought to you by Hy-Vee, your one-stop shop for making your life easier, healthier, and happier.
Iowa on the game so far, shooting 39% from the field on 13 of 33 shooting. 36% from three-point range on 4 of 11 shooting. Only took 1 3 in that second quarter, notably, and 2 for 5 from the free throw line for 40%. Leading the way, as Rob mentioned, Sydney Falter with 8 points on 3 of 6 shooting, has 7 boards to go along with that. And Kylie Feuerbach with 7 points, Hannah Stolke with 6 points and 6 rebounds, rounding out the Hawkeye leading scorers. For Minnesota, shooting 28% from the field on 7 of 25 shooting, only 18% from 3 on 3 of 16 shooting, and 67% from the free throw line of 4 of 6 shooting. Leading scorers are Amaya Battle and Mallory Heyer with 8 points apiece. Heyer with 2 3-point field goals and 1 other field goal and has 7 rebounds to go along with it. And Mallory Heyer 2 for 5, struggling from 3-point range right now, 0 for 3. And the Minnesota team has 10 turnovers on the game, getting out-rebounded by Iowa 23-17.
Hawk fans, enjoy your home away from home at Coralville's Homewood Suites and the Home 2 Suites by Hilton. Relax in spacious suites with free breakfast, 24-hour fitness center, pool, hot tub, and more. Perfectly located for your next Hawkeye visit. 32-21, the Hawks over the Gophers at the half. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
At Mid-American Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hey Hawkeye fans, Peyton Sanford here with Iowa men's basketball. Your support in the stands is critical to our success on game day, but now you have another way to make a real impact. Join the Swarm today and partner with my teammates and me to service charities throughout Iowa. Together, we're making our state stronger and helping Iowa athletics become the place where we experience the thrill of winning championships. Head to iowaswarm.com for more information. Let's make a difference, Hawkeye Nation.
Hey folks,
There's nothing better than burgers, beer, and sunshine. At Burger Shed, we've got all that and more. Try the pork banh mi sandwich with kimchi and teriyaki sauce, or triple your fun with the BS Mac, stacked with 3 buns with our signature BS sauce and homemade pickles. Wash it all down with a cold local brew, and don't forget to soak up the sunshine on one of our 2 patios with lakefront views. The only BS you need is the Burger Shed. Burger Shed, Bass Pro Drive, Altoona.
When you want the best quality, safety, reliability, and savings, it's gotta be Honda. Save thousands with low 0% APR financing. When you gotta have selection, Honda cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, hybrids, and EVs are in stock and on sale. Like the 2024 Honda Prologue EV with 0% APR financing. To see why it's gotta be Honda, search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval. Offer ends 3/3/25.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Iowa. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
32-21, Iowa over Minnesota. Time for the U.S. Bank scoreboard update. U.S. Bank is a proud sponsor of the Iowa Hawkeyes. We're in it with you for the good stuff and all the hard work it takes to get there, because together there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Big Ten scores at the half. It is Michigan 42, Nebraska 21. Wow, that's an eye-opener there. And then a couple of finals. Illinois has defeated Northwestern 73-60, and Indiana all over Rutgers 81-60. Later on, number 16 Maryland is at Oregon. On the national scene, as we take a look at the top 25, number 10 Duke 72, Clemson 52. That's in progress. Finals, South Carolina 74, Georgia 42. Georgia really struggling this year. And Tennessee, the shocker of the night, has defeated number 5 UConn 80-76. Number 19 Tennessee defeats number 5 UConn 80-76. Florida State 101, Virginia 68, and at number 23 Alabama over Florida 84-66. That's a look at the U.S. Bank scoreboard update. Iowa 32, Minnesota 21 right here. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hey there, sports fans. Hungry for a legendary experience? Look no further than Bumps Restaurants, proudly named after the legendary Bump Elliott. Nestled right at the Finkbine Golf Course on Melrose Avenue, Bumps is your go-to spot for mouth-watering meals. Present your ticket from today's game at Bumps and get a buy one appetizer, get the second appetizer free deal. Offer good through the next home game. See you soon off Melrose Avenue at the Finkbine Golf Course. Bumps Restaurant, a legendary place with legendary food.
Hawk fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. Jill Armstrong and her team strive to make every buyer and seller at ease with the real estate process. If you are in the market to buy or sell a home, contact the Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty. For all your real estate needs, call 319-631-5455.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
When you live in the Midwest, you're accustomed to leading the nation in certain things, from corn and pork production to eggs and soybeans. And now we're adding another product to that list, clean, renewable wind energy. By investing in wind turbines and partnering with area farmers and landowners, MidAmerican Energy is harvesting wind power that's homegrown right in our very own backyard. which not only provides customers with low, stable energy rates, but also the support to make our Midwest communities safer and stronger.
Both teams back warming up. The Hawkeyes will be the basket to our left, Minnesota to our right in a 32-21 ball game with the Hawkeyes on top. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, locally owned and operated and voted best of the area for the 10th consecutive year, proudly supports the Hawkeyes. Trust Dodge Street Tire for honest auto repair and the best deals on Goodyear and Toyo tires. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, celebrating over 30 good years on the corner of Dodge and Church Streets. University of Iowa Energy Collaborative is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye women's basketball this year, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Learn more at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. The Hawkeyes have led for 18 minutes and 57 seconds. Can they do in the first half? Can they do it in the second half? We'll find out. Hawks on top 32-21. Third quarter action next. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hawk fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor, Melrose Meadows. Voted Iowa City's best retirement community. Tired of cooking, cleaning, or just being alone? Check out Melrose Meadows. Voted Iowa City's best retirement community with underground parking, heated pool, and endless opportunities to stay fit and social. Visit melrosemeadows.com.
So much to see, so many places to experience, and nobody helps you get there like Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited. Come to our travel showcase March 13th from 4:30 to 7:30 at the Olympic Theater in Cedar Rapids. Get in on exclusive show deals, meet our travel partners, discover unique travel opportunities, and enjoy complimentary food and drinks. Just visit duagency.com or call 319-393-1359 to register. The world is yours to explore at the DU Travel Showcase on March 13th.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back to Williams Arena as we get set for third quarter action. 32-21 Hawkeyes. Minnesota will have the first crack at it here in quarter number 3. Working the ball around the outer arc. Here's Battle. Cross-court pass to Grachalski. Comes off a screen, gets into the paint, tries to slip a pass inside to Hart, and took an extra step and is called for traveling. Hawkeye basketball.
Yeah, Hawkeye defense forced that turnover. Great help side as Taylor McCabe got hung up a little bit on the ball screen. Grachalski uncomfortable with the help side D.
Olsen with McKinney on her, brings it into the front court. Gets a couple of screens up top. And a push is going to be called on Tori McKinney.
Well, after a first half with very few fouls called, I always wonder if officials will reconvene at the half and then decide they got to tighten things up all of a sudden. So it's early. I shouldn't make any predictions, but I hope that does not happen. 4
players for Minnesota have 2 fouls. And another whistle on the left side of the court with Stalky having it on the right side. Grachalski, her first. So 2 quick ones. That could loom positive for the Hawkeyes to get to the line with a 32-21 lead. We haven't even played 1 minute in the third quarter. Hawkeyes get it in to Feuerbach. She had 8 in the first half. Hawks work it around the outer arc. Here's Olsen on the right side, gets a screen, stops and pops from 17 straight away, off the right side of the rim and into the hands of Battle. Brings it into the front court. Battle works it off to McKinney on the left side. Bounce pass into Hart. Goes to work with that left hand. No good. Weak side board taken down by Kylie Feuerbach. One-handed pass to a Falter on the right side. Now here's Stalky outside the paint on the right. Now a Falter to Feuerbach. Now Olsen left side. Dribbles into the paint, stops and pops and knocks it down from 10 feet.
Pretty move, pretty shot. We're getting pretty accustomed to seeing those go down, aren't we?
Saw a few of those on Sunday, didn't we?
More than a few, especially in that fourth quarter.
Lucy Olsen with 7. Big Ten co-player of the week. Hawkeyes go up 34-21. Hart near the top of the key. Turns to face the basket. Puts the ball on the floor once and then gets it off to a cutting Mallory Heyer, who lays it up and in off the window. Hawks look for a fast break opportunity. Get it down to Stalky on the left block. Try to bounce pass to Feuerbach. Lost it, got it back, sends it to McCabe. Can't knock down the three from the right side. The ball goes over the top of the glass. Out of bounds, over to Minnesota.
You can tell Taylor's a little frustrated in not knocking that one down. She was absolutely by herself. Doesn't get many open looks like that. So she's got her hands on her knee pads at the moment. She'll be fine, but those are frustrating ones for pure shooters to knock down.
0 for 3 after McCabe got the Hawkeyes off to such a great start with 3 threes against USC. 34-23 Iowa, Minnesota with the basketball. Early stages, third quarter. Here's McKinney on the left wing. Stewart into the game, pushes the ball to the right side to Battle. Outside the arc, left-handed dribble, pulls it up. 7 to shoot for the Gophers. Gracholski gets it to Stewart and swishes a three-pointer from the left side.
And that's what Stewart's out there to do.
She had 6 against UCLA. As Hawkeyes can't convert, Minnesota comes up with the basketball, 36-26, Iowa by 10. Here's Battle in the front court. Double high post screen, angles left side. Now she'll stop and pop from 12. Strong off the bracket. Ball batted around, dug up by Sydney Falter. Feuerbach now to Olsen. Way out behind the arc on the right side. Lucy taking her time will set things up for the Hawkeyes. 6:49 left to go in the third. Hawks by 10. Feuerbach, free throw line extended right, drives toward the baseline, spins, gets it to Olsen, also on the right side, and now goes toward the basket. Stop, fires from about 10 feet. Shot no good off the right side of the rim. Rebound taken down by Heyer of Minnesota. Now Gracholski drives it into the corner. One-handed pass to Stewart. Now fires a bullet inside to Heyer. Goes to work and a whistle. Now this right now is an offensive foul against Minnesota, but now things are going to change. And it's going to go against a Falter as the officials got together, waved that one off, and it will be Minnesota basketball along the baseline. This is Sydney's first, so she's okay in that category. Minnesota gets it in, drops a pass inside to Stewart down on the right block, and the fadeaway shot goes up and is good off the window, and a foul on Kylie Feuerbach.
Yeah, Kylie just leaned a little bit too far into the shooter. She has certainly, you don't ever really mean to foul in those situations, but Kylie sort of lost her body balance and leaned too far in. And the previous foul on Sydney, not enough has been said, I don't think, about the matchups that Sydney has taken game to game, playing the 4 for Iowa when Hannah Stolke is the starting center and playing the 5. In this conference, the 4 players are often 6'2", 6'3". They're built to play. Sometimes they're stretch 4s, but a lot of them are built to play on the block, and Sydney's taking those matchups day in, day out, so occasionally she's bound to foul when they try to post her up, and as she absorbs so much contact, she's doing a great job of it. There's going to be the occasional foul.
Guyton will be in, but first we've got timeout on the court, which allows us to pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball. University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you no matter where you are in the state. Changing medicine and changing lives for all of Iowa and beyond. Visit uihealthcare.org. 6:17 left to go in the third. Iowa 36, Minnesota 28. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Oh, I can't even think about cooking tonight. I am so exhausted. You know what? I'll just grab Quick Start for supper. It's easy and everyone likes it. Plus, I need gas anyway. 2 birds, 1 stone. And it's so affordable. With my rewards card, I'll save even more. Yes, I am winning tonight. Wait, the kids are totally going to want dessert. I'll grab some of their chocolate chip cookies. Maybe for later or, for the drive home. It's fine. Life's busy. Quick Start's got you. Food's here.
Lacer Graphics and Signs provides big signs, bold graphics, and beautiful results for Hawkeye athletics around Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and throughout campus. Lacer Graphics and Signs helps build your brand through custom graphics, signage, and video displays designed to specifically tell your story and grow your business in a big way. That's Lacer Graphics and Signs, a preferred graphic and signage provider of Iowa Hawkeye athletics. Visit them online at lacer.com to see how they can bring your big ideas to life.
Hey folks, this is Jeff Grunder from the Machine Shed. We're all about comfort food at the Machine Shed. Indulge in our classic fried chicken, which is prepared with our own secret spices. Or try our Cattleman sirloin tips, featuring certified Angus beef, served with our famous mushroom stuffing that has onions and Swiss cheese, all topped with a garlic herb sauce. Come experience the taste of home cooking at the Machine Shed.
I-80 in Hickman Road, Urbandale, and I-80 in Northwest Boulevard, Davenport.
36-28, 6:17 left to go in the third. The Hawkeyes on top. The Iowa Lottery weekend is coming to Carver Hawkeye, and you could be there. Play the all-new 9s in a Line scratch ticket for your chance to win cash, or enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a chance to see Hawkeye women's basketball take on #1 UCLA, catch a men's game, or wrestling. Simply visit ialottery.com/VIP for details and play today. So they changed that foul now to Kylie Fierbach. Is what they announced, but Sydney still has 1 foul. Kylie has 2, which I had previous. So Annika Stewart at the line. Free throw is up and good. So she completes the 3-point play. So yeah, Fierbach picks up her second. 36-29. Hawks with a lead in the basketball. Guyton tried to get a cross-court pass, and it was knocked up in the air in the paint by Stewart. And another whistle. And Kylie quickly picks up her third. And that'll get Stremlo in for her.
It'll be nice for Iowa to get a stop here. A little bit of momentum. Minnesota winning the quarter 8-4 at this point. So a little bit of a run for them. I'd like to see Iowa pick up their defensive intensity.
36-29. Guyton comes out on Battle. Comes off a screen, angles to the right side. Now Stewart, a long 3-pointer. And that just grazed the front of the rim. Dug up by a Falter. Down court to Lucy Olsen, right side. Cross-court pass, Guyton. Now a Falter. Drives down the left side of the lane in traffic. Left-handed shot is no good. O'Grady gets the rebound, holds the ball high. Did not finish, but a whistle underneath. That'll be the third team foul on Minnesota.
Well, Sydney kind of careened through the lane there. I don't think made contact with the rim on that layup, but O'Grady right there to clean things up. And Minnesota was asking for an over-the-back call, but it's not an over-the-back when she doesn't jump on you. She just happens to be taller and grabs the rebound. First free throw, no good. Skipped off the front and the back of the rim. Grahalski picked up her second. You can hear the crowd behind the basket. Student section into it. Second one good. O'Grady with 5.
shooting 66.7%. Percentage from the field, 3 in the country. Number 3 in the country, number 1 in the Big Ten, and a whistle before the entry pass to Grachalski. Stremlo will pick up the personal foul. Ball possession for Minnesota. Hawkeyes on top by 8. Stewart in the paint, makes a move down on the right block and couldn't get it to go. And the ball is loose, dug up by Sydney Fulter. Stremlo down to Lucy Olsen, free throw line extended left, drives baseline, didn't like what she saw, kicked it back out to a Fulter for 3. No good off the left side of the iron. And the weak side rebound taken down by Grachalski. Slips it inside, layup higher, no. Rebound Stremlo. Bounce pass ahead to Sydney Fulter on the right side. Takes a peek inside and now reverses the ball to Guyton. Top of the key, Olsen fires a 3, rimming on the left side, no good. Both teams cold the last several possessions. Minnesota with the rebound into the front court. Pull up, jumper, no good, right side by Battle. Olsen the rebound. Still 37-29 Hawkeyes, 4:30 left to go in the third quarter. A Fulter, right side, Stremlo making a move toward the basket, is held by Grachalski, who has not scored tonight, averaging just under 12 points a game, and picks up the foul. That'll be her third. As we have timeout on the court with 4:25 left to go. Don't forget that you can join the Swarm and team up with Iowa athletes to support local charities. Make a difference today. Visit iowaswarm.com to learn more. Don't forget that you can also earn $250 when you open an eligible checking account at the Tiffin branch or online with Farmers State Bank. Get rewarded for banking with FSB. Visit myfsbonline.com for complete details. Subject to approval, minimum $50 deposit, requires e-statements and direct deposit. Member FDIC. 37-29, the Hawks over the Gophers at the 4:25 mark of quarter number 3. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
For hybrid vehicles that give you 614 miles of continuous driving, it's gotta be Honda. Save thousands on Honda hybrids with 2.9% financing. Award-winning Honda hybrids, Accord, Civics, and CR-Vs. With hybrids, the battery charges as you drive. Like the 2025 Honda Accord Sport or Touring model. Now with low 2.9% APR financing. To see why it's gotta be Honda, search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 3/3/25.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
4:25 left to go in the third. 37-29 Hawkeyes over Minnesota. Minnesota 0 for the last 4. Same for Iowa. No field goals for the Hawks the last 3 minutes.
A little bit of the drought. We've gotten kind of spoiled the last few games. Iowa's not really had too many of those, but the free throw line is the biggest struggle at the moment.
But still have led the entire way. Iowa basketball. Guyton on the right side. Olsen to Stalky, back to Olsen, and she drives down the left side of the lane And contact and a foul.
And that being said, some of these Iowa offensive struggles, Minnesota, a team averaging 76 points a game with only 29 here with only 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Obviously we still got the fourth to go, but Iowa's defensive effort has been strong, making Minnesota take a lot of tough shots.
Olsen misses the first off the left side of the iron. Hawks have got to get those free throws down.
Maybe it's the yellow pool noodles from the student section behind the basket and the glass distracting the Iowa shooters. Those weren't at shoot-around today.
No, they weren't.
I'm going to bring some of those for you next time so you can stand back there and wave it around.
That's right. Give me something else to do, right?
You're always looking for something.
Lucy does make the second one. 38-29. As we approach 4 minutes left to go. Turnaround jumper in the paint by Hart, no good. Sophie Hart with just 2 points, and the Hawkeyes on a transition break have the ball knocked out of bounds by Battle right in front of the Iowa bench, so they'll have it along the sideline. On top, 38-29. We're under 4, third quarter. Guyton looks to get it in, does so to a falter. Now Olsen in between the circles, angles left side as McKinney comes out on her. Now Stalkey, right wing, drives in, spins, and kicks it back out to Guyton. 7 to shoot, so Aaliyah's got to get something going. And she fires a three-pointer right side, a little bit strong off the bracket, and a whistle on the rebound. A falter had great position. And Higher will pick up her third.
So we may have jinxed it talking about the lack of fouls called in that first half. And
you did.
I'll take full responsibility.
All right, I like that.
I definitely did. But it just felt like that was bound to change. It was a little bit free-flowing, which was super enjoyable to watch if you're a basketball fan. However, there were probably some things missed that they're making up for here in the second half.
The falter makes the first and the second, and she has a double-double. Sydney already with 10 boards and 10 points at 11-9 against the Trojans on Sunday. Three-pointers straight away by Battle, no good. Long rebound right to McKinney. 40-29, Hawkeyes by 11. McKinney racing down the left side of the lane, tiptoes her way to the bucket and lays it up and in.
Yeah, McKinney, just a freshman, but playing good minutes for this Minnesota team. She's got great length, nice finish on the left side.
Olsen at the free throw line, a little Euro step toward the bucket and gets it to go.
Yeah, those long legs just making her way through the lane, very patient. Another nice move from Lucy.
11 players from the state of Minnesota on this Gopher roster. 42-31, and the underneath official blows the whistle. And Stalkey will pick up her third.
I remember when Sophie Hart, this Minnesota center, visited Iowa as a high schooler. She had a big fan in Jan Jensen, who was kind of the primary post coach prior to getting the head coach position at Iowa. And Jan loved Sophie. And I'll never forget on Sophie's visit, she had a notebook, handwritten in pen, all the questions she wanted to ask the coaching staff. Really impressive maturity from her as a young high schooler at the time.
Makes her first. And Sophie Hart's parents grew up in Manchester, and they were West Delaware grads. Her dad, Tom, was a track athlete at Luther. Her mom, Jolene, track and basketball at Loris. And her dad is a longtime track and field coach at Farmington High School in Minnesota. Knocks down both free throws.
Jolene Hart, that's a good name. Look, it's a couple good songs,
absolutely,
as they say.
Hey, I know my new music.
You can sing it to me later.
That'll cost you. Here's a steal by McKinney in transition, left-handed layup good. Swiped it away at midcourt. 42-35. Pressure by the Gophers. Hawkeyes break it with a falter across the timeline. Hands it off to Olsen in between the circles. And now Guyton to McCabe. Hawkeyes working it around the arc. Crowd starting to sense some Minnesota momentum. Here's Olsen. On the left wing, pivots, fadeaway jumper, tough shot, no good. Missed it mid-range, and the rebound taken down by Hire. Brings it across the timeline for Minnesota. Now all the way to the bucket. Grachalski. Shot is up and no good with the left hand. Has yet to score, averaging 11.9 a contest. And the Hawkeyes get it into the front court, and an immediate whistle. Stewart picks up her third, so she's the third Gopher.
That was almost the easiest post-pass entry of the night. Lucy recognized that Addie did have good position on Annika Stewart, kind of sealed her in the middle of the lane, so good awareness from Lucy to whip that thing in there and draw the foul.
Free throw is up and good by O'Grady. That's her 6th point. So that's 3 Gophers with 3 fouls. Grachalski, Hire, and Stewart. Second one, Addie, no good. Just a little bit short. Thought about going in and then kicked off the left side. 43-35, 1:30 left to go in the third quarter. Here's Hart going to work in the paint with the right hand, swatted away with the left hand, and out of bounds by Addie O'Grady. Held her position nicely.
Held her position nicely and then stayed straight up nicely, even further to the point. Addie, a nice block and a little bit of fire, a little juice from her afterwards. The chest bump with Sydney Fulter.
Well, she should be feeling pretty good about her game. Gophers get it in. Hart sends it out to Hire. At the top of the key, almost lost control with 4 to shoot. Now battle on the left side, and a hold is going to be called on the perimeter. Second on Olsen, and that was, what, 4 seconds left to shoot?
Yeah, something we've seen from Iowa quite a bit this year is playing good defense for 27, 28 seconds on the shot clock and then fouling kind of at the last minute. That one, you know, probably unnecessary. Battle didn't have much time left.
And she makes both free throws. She has 10, her first 2 points in the third quarter. 43-37, Minnesota inches closer. Olsen across the timeline. One-handed pass to a Fulter, left to the top of the key. McCabe back into the game, sends it right side, Lucy Olsen. Now a bounce pass to a Fulter as she made a cut toward the basket. And that's going to be an offensive foul on the Hawkeyes.
As Taylor trying to set up a screen, just gave a little push off, trying to get herself open.
Minnesota down 43-37, 48 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Battle drives down the right side. Bounce pass out to Grachalski. Feuerbach on her. Kicks it out to McKinney for 3. No good. Had a good look left to the top of the key. A Fulter, her 11th rebound.
Chance for Iowa to use some shot clock here. Get maybe the last shot of the quarter if they manage the time well.
Olsen out near the timeline. Taking her time. We'll wait to get that shot clock to single digits. We're there now. Here's Feuerbach. Bounce pass to Olsen at the free throw line. Lucy brings it out, makes a move, kicks it to Feuerbach for 3 at the buzzer. A little bit strong, and there's 4 seconds left to go. Battle into the front court. Long 3 right side. Short. Just skipped off the front of the rim to end quarter number 3. Hawkeyes 43, the Gophers 37. In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Corn grows feed for our livestock, food for our families, and clean burning fuel for your drive to the game. Drive clean with Unleaded 88 and support Iowa corn farmers. Go to iowacorn.org to pump it up with Unleaded 88. Hawk fans, don't forget, you can join us for Hawk Talk with Coach Jensen, presented by Oaknall, live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. We're inside the Hyatt Regency in Coralville. Hawk Talk with Coach Jensen takes place weekly from 6 until 7. We'll be there on Tuesday night. That'll be February the 11th, Tuesday night at the Hyatt Regency. We'll head to the 4th, Iowa 43, Minnesota 37. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
At Mid-American Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
US Cellular introduces US Mode, a way to set your phone for less distraction and deeper connection, so dinner sounds less like this and more like this. Visit in-store or online to set up US Mode. US Cellular, the 5G network built for us.
Hawkeye fans, join Rob Brooks and Iowa head women's basketball coach Jan Jensen for Hawk Talk, presented by Oak Knoll. Hawk Talk takes place weekly from 6 to 7, live from the Water Milk Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency in Coralville. Visit HawkeyeSports.com.
Minnesota made it to the WNIT championship game last year. Kind of a bubble team. Ended up not going their way as far as getting into the NCAA tournament. Lost in the title game to St. Louis 69-50. 18-5 so far this year. Hawkeye basketball. Start of quarter number 4. Boy, a hot start would be terrific right here for the Hawkeyes. Shooting percentages tough both sides in the third quarter. Inside, Stalky goes to the left hand, a little spin move toward the baseline, finishes off the window, and will have an opportunity for a three-point play.
Some finesse and extra English with the left-hand finish, too. And at the break, I was thinking how it's got to be tough for Stolke to sit for extended minutes, you know, with the way they're playing with her and O'Grady. There's times where O'Grady's playing well, Hannah stays out of the game as she misses that free throw. But to come back in and start the quarter with some emphasis like that, great start for Hannah.
45-37. Hawks with the advantage, Minnesota with the basketball. They go inside to Hart. She's outside the paint, now drives down to the right block, and a whistle as she plowed over Hannah Stalke. But Stalke's going to get called for the foul.
As Coach Jensen pleads the case from the other end. She's wearing her tennies instead of her heels tonight, so she's able to jump up and down a little more effectively to get the officials' attention.
And the elevated court.
Yeah, it's all set up for Janner tonight.
Not spending much time on that stool, though.
Did you think she would?
No, don't even need it. Minnesota gets it in, drops it inside to Hart. Lost control of it at about the 10-foot mark, kicks it back outside. Three-pointer no good by Grahalski, who still has not scored. Hawks get the rebound. Bring it into the front court. Lucy Olsen now drives it along the baseline left side. Floats a pass to Feuerbach. Free throw line extended right. Hawkeyes working it around the perimeter. Get it into O'Grady. Goes to that right hand. Shot is up and no good. But she bats the ball to herself. Hustles after it. And gets the Hawks another possession. Here's McCabe on the right side. Now a falter. Drives down the right side outside of the paint. Now moves into the paint. Kicks it to McCabe for three. No good off the right side of the iron. Hart the rebound for Minnesota. 45-37. Hawks with the advantage. Gophers basketball. Buries it from the left side.
Yeah, it was just great awareness by Sophie Hart. Saw that McCabe was over in help side. Set a little rub screen to loosen up the shooter McKinney on the wing.
That's that Hawkeye advantage to 5 early fourth quarter. Bounce pass to O'Grady. 1 foot in the paint. Now a beautiful bounce pass to a cutting Kylie Feuerbach, who lays it up and in.
Action that O'Grady and Feuerbach have connected on a lot this season. That backdoor cut and the drop pass from O'Grady. She hardly even looked when she makes it.
And now out in between the circles, Fierbach bumps Grachalski. Is that 4 on her?
Sure is.
So Stalky and Fierbach both with 4 fouls. And she'll come out of the game, as will Fulter. Tegan Mullaney in along with Guyton. Hawks by 7. Stop, pop, jumper, good. Left of the lane by Battle.
Bread and butter for Battle from 15 feet.
Hawks quickly down court. Olsen stops and fires at the free throw line and drills at Lucy Olsen with 12.
Olsen's like, 2 can play that game. You show me, I'll come back down here and I can do that same thing.
Gotta answer, right? 49-42, 7:30 left to go in the fourth quarter. Stewart, cross-court pass to McKinney. Now up top, Stewart rattles home a 3 straight away.
Now before she even shot that, I saw Coach Jensen flinch. She knew what was coming. Annika Stewart does not need much space to let that 3 fly.
Averaging 9.9, has 9. Olsen drives down the left side, gets it into the corner to Mullaney. Shot no good, but stepped out of bounds. And Iowa wants to take timeout as that lead has dwindled to 4.
Not surprised to see this called timeout from Coach Jensen, as momentum clearly has shifted. They've tightened up this lead, and Iowa's forced to play a little bit of a strange lineup because of the foul trouble. Hannah Stolke and Kylie Fierbach with 4 fouls apiece.
At the game or at home, Wimmer's premium hot dogs and sausages will score with family and friends. Take the highest quality beef and pork, combine it with natural spices, and you get the best tasting Midwestern hot dog. Wimmer's, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. 7:06 left to go in the fourth. Iowa 49, Minnesota 45. The lead cut to 4. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Conference play is here, and you could be there in style with the Iowa Lottery. Play the new 9s in a Line scratch ticket for your chance to win cash, or see the Iowa women's basketball team take on UCLA in February. Enter any non-winning scratch ticket in the VIP club today for a chance to win exclusive seats with complimentary food and beverage service, parking, and $500 in spending money. Women's basketball, men's wrestling. It's your choice in the prize zone. Check out ialottery.com/VIP for details and play today.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Both teams are doing a decent job scoring here in the fourth quarter after a third quarter in which Minnesota won 16-11. Minnesota has scored 8 points, Iowa 6 here in the early going of the fourth quarter. Minnesota 3 out of 4 from the floor, 75%. The Hawkeyes 3 of 5 for 60%. But we've talked about the free throw shooting. 7 of 14 for the Hawkeyes, 9 of 11 for Minnesota. Hopefully the Hawkeyes, given the opportunity, will knock them down in the fourth quarter like they did on Sunday, 7 out of 7.
Yeah, Sunday they were automatic. The last couple games before that too, Rob, it started to kind of become like the monkey was off the back. They were more efficient at the free throw line, but certainly tonight a little bit of a reversal to the previous trends. So let's just speak it out. Now that's over with. Now they knock them down when they go back to the line here in the fourth quarter.
49-45. Hawks by 4, Minnesota with the basketball. McKinney finds a seam down the left side of the lane. Split 2 defenders, lays it up and in.
It's too easy, way too easy. No help side D, got her clear look at the rim.
2-point advantage for the Hawkeyes. Olsen on the left side, hands it off to Mullaney. Stremlow O'Grady at the free throw line. Hands to Olsen. Goes left side. Now to O'Grady's 16-foot jumper's an air ball. But the rebound was taken underneath by Stremlo. But they reset the shot clock. And they shouldn't have because it didn't hit the rim.
Exactly. So now Iowa's looking at a baseline out of bounds play with just 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Tori McKinney, 6'1" freshman, has 12. She had 3 at the half.
Yeah, you mentioned Coach Horn mentioned her in the pregame. They're really surprised and happy with her production.
Hawks get it in. Stremlo tries to make a move on the left wing, lost control of it, and the ball goes out of bounds right in front of the Iowa bench. Minnesota basketball, a 2 to tie, a 3 to take the lead, which they have not had the entire night.
Yeah, just the way things are going, I think Coach Jensen will start to sub. Okay, as we see people get up to go into the back end of the basketball game, she's seen enough, wants to get some experience back on the basketball court, and that's not to be a knock on those freshmen. It's just talking about experience in a tight basketball game on the road.
But Kylie Fierbach and Hannah Stalkey with 4 fouls.
Have to play smart.
6:20 left to go. 2-point basketball game. Hawks with the advantage. 3-pointers straight away, no good by McKinney. Rebound taken down by the Hawks. Fierbach brings it across the timeline. McCabe, right side, gets it to Stalkey. Outside of the paint now, wheels to the left and goes to the left hand and scores off the window.
Exactly. Hannah Stalkey's been owning that matchup all night with Annika Stewart.
She has 10. Lob pass into Stewart. Almost tied up, goes up, and a foul underneath. McCabe was there. A falter was there. And that'll be the 3rd on Taylor McCabe with a reach. Annika Stewart at the free throw line.
Iowa's 3rd foul of the quarter, so approaching quickly the bonus territory, which now that this game has really tightened up, Minnesota only having 1 foul themselves changes the complexion of things a little bit.
Stewart knocks down the first, second one, perfect. Hart back in for Stewart. Minnesota cuts that lead to 2, 51-49. 5:45 left to go in quarter number 4. Here's Olsen, angles left side, gives it to Fierbach. Now a falter, brings it from right to left. Olsen coming off a screen. Kylie Fierbach, bounce pass inside to Stalkey along the baseline. Kicks it back to a falter, pulls up her dribble, sends it right side to Fierbach. 3-pointer rimming no. Rebound taken down by Minnesota. Here's McKinney. A 2 would tie. She's on the right wing, drops it into Hart. 1 dribble to the right, block shot, air ball. And the weak side board taken down by Kylie Fierbach.
Hart's back in the game to try to draw that 5th foul on Hannah Stalkey, and Stalkey did a great job there, just moving her feet, staying straight up, making it a hard shot for Sophie Hart.
And Jan Jensen at the 5:06 mark calls a 30-second timeout. University of Iowa Energy Collaborative is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye women's basketball this season, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Learn more at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. 51-49.
I think that timeout from Coach Jensen, just talk about the types of shots that you want to get at this point in the basketball game. I think she just wanted to gather everyone together and say, hey, at this point, we're working for high percentage field goals. We're not launching early threes. We're not taking contested mid-range shots. It's working for good ones every time down the court.
Fierbach gets it in to Olsen. Now back to Kylie. Everything outside the arc. Now here's Stalkey. Drives down the right side of the lane from the left elbow. Layup, no good. Just a little bit strong after a very good move. Minnesota down 2 with the basketball. Battle. Left side. Olsen on her. Tries to make a move at the free throw line. Lost control of the ball. And a timeout is taken by Minnesota to save the possession, thinking that the Hawkeyes might get the steal. 30-second timeout. Gophers. For a taste of unique flavors you'll love, We invite you to stop by Molly's Cupcakes in downtown Iowa City for homemade cupcakes, cookies, cakes, bars, and coffee drinks. Molly's Cupcakes is a proud supporter of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Only 5 players have scored on both sides tonight.
A little bit unusual. Iowa's gotten really used to having bench production to rely upon. So, Leah Guyton having a little bit of a tough night off the bench, but the same thing's going on for Minnesota, so it's sort of a wash in that sense.
Gophers get it in. Grocholski, left wing, tries to get to work down on the right block. Shot is up and good over Feuerbach for her first basket of the ball game. We're tied at 51. And the officials call timeout. And something to do with Battle. Might have a little cut or something on her left leg.
Always love watching athletic trainers in action in these moments. They're like a pit crew on a NASCAR race. They grab their supplies, they sprint out there and take people up so fast. I think that's the best comparison for it. I love watching them do their thing. They're such a key component to these basketball programs. People don't always realize that. Kind of the unsung heroes.
No wasted time. She's back out on the court. Hawks can't waste any time either. 51-51, 4:20 left to go, fourth quarter. Olsen left side, dribbles behind her back, outside of the paint, spins, couldn't get a shot off. Gets it to Stremlo. They make that a falter. Now back to Olsen. Bounce pass inside. Stolke goes up strong on the right side, but is fouled.
Really smart by Stolke to go up with that as quickly as she did, and to draw the foul on Amaya Battle, a key player for Minnesota. Now we just got to convert at the free throw line.
Stolke gathered in the paint, went up strong, and knocks down the first free throw. Second one rolls off the right side, but a falter gets the rebound. Now has the ball on the right side. Now Feuerbach drives baseline, gets an angle, goes up strong, and is fouled by Grocholski. And that should be 4 on her. Battle has 3, and Feuerbach knocks down the free throw. What a rebound by Sydney Falter.
Huge.
Second one, perfect.
Extra possession. Sydney's all over the place, and no surprise this year with her 13th rebound of the night, Rob.
Double-double. Feuerbach makes both free throws, gives the Hawks a 3-point advantage with 3:41 left to go. On the way to the rim, McKinney, left-handed layup, no good. Fight for the rebound, jump ball. McCabe got in there.
Made me nervous. Hannah Stolke going up aggressive for that rebound. Really don't want her to get that 5th foul. She's just such a valuable piece of this Hawkeye offense.
Possession arrow favors Minnesota. They'll have it underneath the basket. Inside Grocholski. Feuerbach right there. Let's see if she tries to go one-on-one. Brings it to the top of the key. Now slips it off to McKinney. Fires a three-pointer right wing. No. And a falter. Another rebound down near the right block. Hawks by 3 with the basketball. 3:17 left to go in quarter number 4. Olsen, free throw line extended right. Gets into the paint. Slips it left side to Kylie Feuerbach. Bounce pass Stolke. Away from the block, gets in the paint, spins to her left, goes up strong, and somehow finishes over Sophie Hart at 6'5".
With the contact, and Hannah wanted that and one call there. Great move and great patience from Hannah Stolke in the post.
And timeout taken by Minnesota as the Hawkeyes go up 56-51. Hannah Stolke has come alive here in quarter number 4.
That's something about Hannah's game over the course of her career at Iowa, is just how dominant she's gotten down there on the post. And, Sophie Hart's a formidable opponent, 6'5", moves her feet well, strong, and Hannah's finishing around her like it's nothing.
Another 30-second timeout taken. 56-51, 2:55 left to go in the fourth. Stolke now with 13. She's gone over 1,000 career points. Minnesota basketball along the side. Battle looks. Gets it into Grocholski and an immediate whistle on the left side of the court. Now McCabe with a hold picks up her fourth. You can hear the Hawk fans getting into it. Ball possession for Minnesota. Get it into Battle on the right wing. Dribbled to the top of the key. Now Grocholski fakes a three. Drives baseline. Short jumper good.
Now Grocholski coming to life here a little bit after the lid was on the basket for her the first three quarters.
Hawks have made her work for everything, but pulls Minnesota to within 3. Hawks get it into the front court. Work some handoffs around the arc. Now a Fulter, free throw line extended left. Dribbles between her legs. Gets it to Olsen, almost picked off by Battle. Lucy gets to the top of the key area. Now a Fulter, hesitates, drives paint. Now baseline jumper. Stolke swishes it from 15.
That's a huge shot from Hannah Stolke. Not one she's been super confident in this season.
All net for Hannah Stolke. 58-53. We approach 2 minutes. Inside, Heyer goes to work against the Fulter, no good. Fehrbach the rebound. Big time D by the Hawks. In the front court of Fulter, right to the top of the key. McCabe, free throw line extended. Now Fehrbach comes out. Holds the ball low. Puts it on the floor. Hands it to Olsen with 7 to shoot. Gets a Stolke screen. Uses it, goes left. Pulls up from 16. Now hands it off to Fulter for 3. Count it! Right in front of the Hawkeye bench.
Have yourself a night, Sydney Fulter. She's doing it on both ends of the floor, rebounding, and knocks down a huge 3.
13 for Sydney. Now a long 3 is good by Annika Stewart, right at the top of the key. Boy, she shot the ball well tonight.
You know, I just got a little soft spot for Annika Stewart, being that she's sort of in the Hawkeye family with her sister having played there. Obviously, want Iowa to win this basketball game, but I am happy to see her having some success here in a Minnesota uniform.
Has a high game of 20. Has 14 in this one. 61-56 Hawkeyes. Olsen looks to get it in. Does to McCabe. Now back to Lucy in the backcourt. Facing McKinney. Drives it across the timeline. Floats a pass to Sydney Fulter. In between the circles, we're under a minute. 61-56, Hawks with the lead in the basketball. Fulter, top of the key. Kicks it off to McCabe for 3. Swish from the left wing. Her first points are huge tonight.
What a time to come up with her first made field goal, her first made 3 of the evening, and big smile on the face of Taylor McCabe and all of her teammates swarming her. How about that? Back-to-back huge 3s, one from Sydney Fulter and one from Taylor McCabe.
Just when you needed it most. Timeout, Minnesota. And really from that left wing, that same area. Sydney steps up. McCabe steps up. With 49 seconds left to go, the Hawks extend that lead to 64-56.
Really a nice game being put together by Sydney Fulter. 14 rebounds, 13 points, and Grob's pointing out 4 of the last 4 field goal attempts made by the Hawkeyes. So if you're going to talk about getting hot at the right time, it's definitely in the fourth quarter in the last 3 minutes when the opposing team is putting the crunch on right in crunch time.
Minnesota will have the basketball along the side. Hawkeyes trying to win 4 in a row. They get it in all the way to the rim. McKinney goes up strong on the left block, and a foul will be called on the Hawks, and that'll be 5 on Stolke. She'll end her night with 15 points. Did some great things in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, another
17 points.
Another good night from Hannah, and not a shot blocker, never was. so I can't really speak from experience, but I do know from my friends who are good shot blockers that sometimes it's just too tempting not to reach over when you've got someone coming in at the lane, you've got a height advantage and a jumping advantage on to try to get in there and swat it, and that's what happened there for Stolke. It was, I think it just, her eyes got big trying to block that shot, a little too much contact.
Hawk fans on their feet. 2 full sections right behind the Iowa bench as the free throw good by Tori McKinney.
I'm sure Coach Jensen will call timeout to advance the basketball here after this free throw, having 2 timeouts left in 46 seconds.
Second one also good. That's exactly what happens to make the score 64-58. 46.3 left to go. 30-second timeout taken by the Hawks. We can all help prevent suicide. There is hope with 988 Lifeline. Call or text 988 now. Quick check of the U.S. Bank scoreboard. Michigan has defeated Nebraska, Iowa's next opponent on Monday night, 78-60. That's what's gotten into the Wolverines.
Wow, something good. Great freshman Silas Swords doing big things for them.
That's a big road victory.
Sure is. Huskers are tough at home.
Hawks trying to get a big road victory here. Falter will inbounds the ball along the side. The Hawks will stack at the top of the key in a 64-58 game.
It's just comical when they try to run these stack plays and defense gets in there, tries to get physical.
Falter looks, needs to get it in, does so to Lucy Olson, who turns the corner. Now gets it to Sidney outside the arc on the left wing and is held. Nehemiah Holloway, 6-foot redshirt sophomore from Eden Prairie, picks up the foul. Kennedy Click into the game. Brooklyn Park, 5'11", redshirt freshman. Earned some fouls here as the Hawks get it in to Feuerbach, and Battle has to reach in.
Still a 2-possession game at this point before these free throws, so I don't blame Minnesota for this strategy to try to foul and extend the basketball game.
Yeah, with 42 seconds left, Feuerbach will come to the line. Battle picks up her 4th. Kylie knocks down the first one.
Big, make it a 3-possession game at minimum. It's big free throws here.
Second one rolls it in. 14 for Kylie Feuerbach. And 4 assists against USC. She had 8 at the half. 66-58. Hawks on top. And Grady comes out to play some defense. And then Grahalski fires a long 3 from the left side. No good. Olsen the rebound. And she's immediately fouled, so she'll walk the length of the court to the free throw line.
Some of the Iowa coaching staff didn't love the way that foul was committed. Kind of a 2-hand shove, definitely intentional to try to, I say intentional in the sense that she's trying to draw the foul to stop the clock. Iowa coaches pleading that is actually in fact a intentional foul that would require additional free throws, but innocent, just trying to get the clock stopped.
Olsen converts the first to make it 67-58 with 29.2 left. Second one, perfect. Hawks by 10. Outstanding closing minutes. Now nothing easy. McKinney drives down the right side of the lane, lays it up and in. 16 for Tori McKinney, averages 10. And the Hawkeyes will take a full timeout with 20.7 left to go. And an 8-point advantage, 68-60. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
For hybrid vehicles that give you 614 miles of continuous driving, it's gotta be Honda. Save thousands on Honda hybrids with 2.9% financing. Award-winning Honda hybrids, Accord, Civics, and CR-Vs. With hybrids, the battery charges as you drive. Like the 2025 Honda Accord Sport or Touring model. Now with low 2.9% APR financing. To see why it's gotta be Honda, search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 3/3/25.
Hey Hawkeye fans, Jenks Dunker with Iowa Football here. Your support in the stands is critical to our success on game day, but now you have another way to make a real impact. Join the Swarm today and partner with my teammates and me to service charities throughout Iowa. Together we're making our state stronger and helping Iowa Athletics become the place where we experience the thrill of winning championships. Head to iowaswarm.com for more information. Let's make a difference, Hawkeye Nation.
(68-60), the Hawkeyes on top with 20.7 left to go. A falter will throw it in along the side in the front court for the Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes spread the floor, get it to Olsen along the baseline, and it's knocked out of bounds. Touch last by Battle. Or did Lucy just lose control of it? I'm going to say that Lucy lost control of the ball. Minnesota basketball was 17.6.
I think Lucy was expecting contact, kept dribbling along the baseline, and then just sort of drifted out of bounds. Luckily, Minnesota not taking a timeout here, have to lose a little more time.
Down 8. Hawks on top, and a bump at the free throw line. O'Grady against McKinney. That's not what you want. Stop the clock. Opportunity to score more points at the free throw line for Tori McKinney, who's been very aggressive offensively, especially here in the fourth quarter. And the first free throw, no good. A little bit strong.
Well, Iowa needs a good box out here at the free throw line, not allow Minnesota to get the basketball back in the event McKinney misses.
O'Grady and a falter, the inside position. They miss the free throw. To the Gophers, McKinney, and Iowa does get the rebound. Feuerbach gets it ahead to Olsen with 1 second, and there it is. Buzzer ball game, and the Hawkeyes win it by 8 at 68-60. Great closing minutes in the fourth quarter, and ended out outscoring Minnesota 25-23 in the fourth. As the two teams shake hands at midcourt, Hawkeyes have won 4 in a row. Catherine, I go back to those two huge threes, one by a falter, other one by McCabe on the left wing, that really, you felt that, okay, this game, Hawkeyes can win it.
Absolutely, have to agree with you. And I think there was a little bit of a turn of the tides as Minnesota had tied it, down by 1 point, and then Jan Jensen decided to sub and go with experience. And from that point forward, you kind of saw everything shift. You saw Fulter step up, Hannah Solke step up, Taylor McCabe knocked down her first and only 3 of the game. So I completely agree. And this is a good Minnesota team. I mean, they're having a lot of success. And big thing too, Rob, is that this brings Iowa to 500 in conference play.
At 6-6 and victory number 16 on the year, and now have put together a 4-game winning streak. Don't forget that you can earn $250 when you open an eligible checking account at the Tiffin branch or online. Get rewarded for banking with FSB. Visit myfsbonline.com for complete details. Subject to approval. Minimum $50 deposit. Requires e-statements and direct deposit. Member FDIC. Hawks get the victory at Williams Arena. That's now 11 in a row against Minnesota. 68-60 as the Hawkeyes led the entire way. We'll be back with the Hawkeye postgame show after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Hawk fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, a AAA 4-diamond luxury property located just a few minutes from the Eastern Iowa Airport in downtown Cedar Rapids. Whether you're visiting for business or pleasure, the hotel is happy to welcome you. To make reservations, visit thehotelatKirkwood.com or call 877-751-5111 for more information.
This is Jordan Sekefetz here for my dad Brian and his crew at Dodge Street Tire. For over 30 good years, they have taken care of their customers and treated them like neighbors. This season, if your car or truck is struggling to compete, take a shot with Dodge Street Tire. You won't have to jump through hoops to ensure quality and honest service for Hawkeye fans everywhere. Whether it's new tires or engine trouble, Dodge Street Tire will score a win for you and your family. At the corner of Dodge and Church Street.
You don't have to go to the game to get a game program. You can download it now by visiting the game day page on HawkeyeSports.com. That's right, the game program is now digital and it's free. So check it out. Get the roster, the stats, and fascinating stories about today's matchup. Just go to HawkeyeSports.com and click on Game Day.
U.S. Cellular introduces Us Mode, a way to set your phone for less distraction and deeper connection. So dinner sounds less like this and more like this. Visit in-store or online to set up Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, the 5G network built for us.
Hey, Hawkeyes, while your hard-working class are on the court, there's a team behind the scenes making sure that the power keeps going, the water keeps flowing, and the temps inside are just right. Introducing the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative. The collaborative is a public-private partnership between UI, NG, and Meridium. It delivers the funds UI needs to drive our academic and research excellence while optimizing campus utilities for a generation to come. Check it out at uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
Hawkeye basketball has been brought to you by U.S. Bank, proud to support Iowa basketball. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Wimmer's Meats, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. And by Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. This is the Hawkeye Postgame Show.
Hawks win at 68-60. That's 11 in a row against the Gophers. As some happy Hawkeye fans hanging around, enjoying this one. And they got loud in that fourth quarter and really urged the Hawkeyes on. Post-game stats report brought to you by Hy-Vee. You can sign up for the totally free Hy-Vee Perks program and enjoy exclusive Perks pricing on hundreds of items in-store and online. Score big savings today at Hy-Vee.com/perks.
Well, Rob, Hawkeyes shot it, like a little bit up and down throughout the night, but when you end up with the win, you kind of let some of those things slide. On the night, 41% from the field on 24 of 58 shooting, 30% from 3 on 6 of 20 shooting, and 63.6% from the free throw line on 14 of 22 shooting. And that was something we were keeping an eye on. And then Iowa turned it around, was 78% from the free throw line in that fourth quarter when they essentially needed those free throws. But leading the way for the Hawks in points was Hannah Stolke with 17 points on 7 of 11 shooting, 3 for 7 from the free throw line. But Hannah also had 7 boards, 2 assists, and a really well-balanced, strong effort this evening. Sydney Affolter also jumps off the stat sheet at you with 13 points, 14 boards, 2 assists, and 35 minutes of play. Great things from Sid this evening. And then Kylie and Lucy with 13 and 14 points respectively. Kylie on 4 of 8 shooting, Lucy on 5 of 15 shooting, and Lucy had 7 assists to go along with that. Hawkeyes had 17 assists on 24 made field goals and out-rebounded the Gophers 44-33. For Minnesota, 35% shooting from the field this evening, 25% from three-point range, and 76.5% from the free throw line. Leading scorer for the Gophers was freshman Tori McKinney with 16 points on 6 of 13 shooting, 1 rebound, 3 assists, and a steal to go along with it. And Annika Stewart, sister of Former Hawkeye Hannah Stewart with 14 points this evening on 4 of 9 shooting, 3 for 7 from 3, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. A nice game offensively for Annika Stewart. Hawks beat out the Gophers in the paint points, 26-22. The bench points one that jumps at you a little bit too, Rob, if you've been following the Hawkeyes this season. Only 8 points off the bench for Iowa this evening. Most of those coming from Addie O'Grady, 2 from Taylor Stremlow, to just 14 bench points for Minnesota. So nice game for the Hawks this evening, and some really good things from their veteran players, Feuerbach, Folter, Stolke, and Olsen.
You have to love the toughness of this team, too. Just going through all the travel difficulty, you get off your schedule. Tried to get out last night from the Cedar Rapids Airport, couldn't do it. Had to stay overnight at the Kirkwood Hotel. Come back this morning, finally got out, got to Minneapolis, shoot around early afternoon, quick meal, and go over to the arena, get some shots up, and that says something about this team, and you really like now the way that this 4-game winning streak has happened. This game got tight. It was a one-possession game coming down the stretch. Minnesota had momentum, but the Hawkeyes then hit some big-time shots, and maybe that didn't happen a month ago, but it's happening now.
You're right. It might not have happened a month ago, and that's where it's trial by fire all throughout the season, and you can bet Coach Jensen is celebrating sort of that resilience. That's been a theme a little bit this year, is the adversities that they're facing. A lot of players on this roster that really haven't lost many games in their Iowa careers. So whether it's losing games or it's travel difficulties, there's been different things thrown at them, and to come out here and start the game the way they did, an 18-7 in the first quarter. I think it's sort of funny because you think about your whole youth career through high school, and you're traveling the day of games all the time. You're playing 4 games in a day in travel basketball, but then all of a sudden you get to college and you travel the night before. You're there all day. You've got all this kind of time to kill. So it's like you just got to remind yourself of how you played basketball the first 18 years of your life before you got to college. And when you do that, I think it just kind of goes back, and you have a lot of fun with it. And Iowa showed they're more than capable of rolling with the punches today.
That's for sure, and rolled to victory as well. Iowa 68, Minnesota 60. Much more on the Hawkeye postgame show from Minneapolis. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Silver Star Car Wash, where unlimited washes start at just $19.99 per month. Free vacuums, free dry down towels, and convenient locations all over town. Come through as often as you like, starting at just $19.99 a month. That's a bargain that'll clean up your car without cleaning out your wallet. Fast, easy, and unlimited, starting at just $19.99 per month. Silver Star Car Wash is the best way to keep your car looking new all year long. Silver Star Car Wash. A better wash, a great feeling.
Hey Hawk fans, ready to elevate your game day experience? Introducing Daydreamer Cannabis Infused Beverages. Made locally in North Liberty, Iowa, Daydreamer is your all-natural, low-calorie lifestyle beverage made with real fruit. It's light, healthy, and alcohol-free. Just what you need to keep you relaxed when the game heats up. So grab yourself a Daydreamer. Sip local and dream big. As always, enjoy responsibly. Visit us online at enjoydaydreamer.com.
Did you know that UI ranks near the top of the EPA's Green Power Leaderboard with 84% of our energy coming from renewable sources? Now you can be a part of the team that makes it happen. The University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, with our partner, NG Iowa, is offering full-time positions in utility operations for our campus and hospital water, heating, steam, and distribution systems. Check out the jobs and apply at uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
Hey folks, this is Jeff Grunder from the Machine Shed. We're all about comfort food at the Machine Shed. Indulge in our classic fried chicken, which is prepared with our own secret spices. Or try our Cattleman sirloin tips, featuring certified Angus beef, served with our famous mushroom stuffing that has onions and Swiss cheese, all topped with a garlic herb sauce. Come experience the taste of home cooking at the Machine Shed.
I-80 and Hickman Road, Urbandale, and I-80 and Northwest Boulevard, Davenport.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Hawks win game number 16 on the year, now 16-7, and get back to the 500 mark in the Big Ten. at 6-6. Now have won 4 conference games in a row. Minnesota having a good year coming into tonight. Fall to 18-6 and 6-6 in the Big Ten. So they're starting to become a little logjam with many teams in the conference. All plays under review tonight, brought to you by Athletico Physical Therapy. Are aches, pains, or injuries keeping you on the sidelines? Athletico's movement experts are here to help you turn your setbacks into comebacks and create a personalized game plan for your recovery. With no prescription or referral needed, Athletico Physical Therapy is where your comeback story begins. Let's take a look at the U.S. Bank scoreboard as all finals in the Big Ten except one. Illinois has defeated Northwestern 73-60. Michigan wins at Nebraska 78-60. It'll be the Hawks and the Cornhuskers on Monday night. And Rutgers falls at Indiana 81-60. At the half, out in Eugene, Oregon, it is number 16 Maryland 39 and Oregon 22. Checking out the top 25, it is Notre Dame 96, Stanford 47. That just underway in the fourth quarter. Texas has a 49-41 lead over Vanderbilt. And number 4 Longhorns against number 24 Vandy. That was 4:24 left to go in the third. South Carolina all over Georgia tonight in Athens, 74-42. Upset UConn, number 5 in the country, goes down to number 19 Tennessee, 80-76. Duke easily over Clemson, 74-55. Georgia Tech gets a 1-point victory against SMU, 70-69. Florida State puts 101 on Virginia, win that game 101-68. And number 23 Alabama defeats Florida 84-66. LSU, number 6 in the country, an 11-point victory over Missouri, 71-60. It was number 15 Oklahoma, 66. Ole Miss, 56. Louisville defeats California 70-63. And Notre Dame, number 3 in the country, no problem with Stanford at 96-47. That brings you up to date on all the scores across the country in the top 25 and the Big Ten. And the Hawkeyes get an 8-point victory here at Minnesota, 68-60. Raina Harmon joins me on the postgame show, and not that there was anything going on since last night, right? Huh?
You know, wow.
You talk about toughness, and
oh my gosh,
we've discussed it. What everything was.
Today we go straight to not Williams Arena, right, to their practice facility. They don't get much time to get any rest when we get back. You know, eat and kind of get dressed. But what we say when we say win, that means work hard with integrity. And I thought the end today, really showed up, and that's no excuses. And so I'm super proud of our team for, executing our scout to a T defensively. To be able to hold this team to 60 points.
Season low.
Yeah, and we talked about, holding them under their average in rebounding, holding them under their average in points, right? And then also trying to get consecutive back-to-back stops, and we did that 8 times this game. And so, we had that little lull where we couldn't score too much in the third quarter, but I thought, our defense still showed up, and then start hitting our free throws in the fourth, and that was the game.
And Raina, too, you mentioned that, and you can have those little lulls. That's basketball, but when that defense and that rebounding is there, well, it's going to keep you in a lot of games and sometimes extend your lead because Minnesota didn't get a lot of good looks either.
No, they didn't. To be able to out-rebound them by 11 and also for us to get second possessions, right? So, we had 11 offensive rebounds. And so, from that, we're able to get 10 extra points by way of that. And so I thought our rebounding was phenomenal. Shout out to Sydney Falter, who showed up big, 14 rebounds, and then Hannah with 7. I thought, again, we talked about, limiting their second chance because they were shooting it well from the 3, right? And if they had an opportunity to get some O boards, they were probably going to be sitting well in that 3-point category. But as well, we need to attack the glass and be able to get some second chance points.
It felt like Sydney had about 25 rebounds tonight.
I know. I feel like they shorted a few. She had a pretty good game tonight.
She really good game. Third double-double of the season. Talk to me about those two huge three-pointers. Sydney knocks one down, and then Taylor, her only one, but back-to-back right on the left wing down there.
Yeah.
Just big time.
Yeah, and Sydney's shot had been looking good all night, right? She opened the game essentially with a three. And so late in the game, for her to be able to take a shot like that, I think we all felt confidence. And so it's so funny. Our last time out before Taylor McCabe hit that three, only Abby and I in our different ways can go talk to Taylor McCabe. And so Abby goes up to her and she says, statistically, it's impossible for you to miss your next three. And so that's the way that Abby is going to approach that.
Yep.
And I went up to her and I said, what sound you about to make on your next shot? Bang, bang, let's go. So she got it from us from both ways. But I think just to be able to pour confidence into her in that moment where maybe she's like, do I take this, do I not? Now she's got the green light, catch, shoot. And what I say, bang, bang.
That's right. Good coaching, right? And then Kylie does a job. You talk about defense, and not only Sunday, got a lot of accolades for that, but tonight, and then she steps up big too and has 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, just 1 turn, and 4 for 4 at the line.
Yeah, I thought she stuffed the stat sheet tonight, and typically Kylie is known as our defensive specialist, right? She's always going to get the toughest assignment, and I thought she did a great job on Amaya Battle tonight. She got in a little bit of foul trouble, but when it counted down the stretch, we trusted her to be able to get the job done. And not only that, right, it kind of wears down their best player. So even if we need to switch and put Lucy or Aaliyah Guyton, on Battle, that's fine. But yeah, I thought she came to play tonight, and I thought she got her offense going kind of right out the gate where she hasn't necessarily been looking for it. But we told her, just think defense first. Go out there and battle your butt off. Try to limit, their best player to as least as possible. And then if you get an open look at the basket, go ahead and take it. And I thought her shot falling early tonight helped her really get going offensively.
How important to get Hannah going in that fourth quarter, too. It looks like she kind of took things over there when things got down to a one possession.
Yeah, well, I think for Hannah, like in the third, she wasn't being as aggressive as she needed to. And she had a great first half, but she would kind of catch on the block and then be looking for shooters coming around. And we're like, dude, you got to attack them, right? Because both their posts, were in foul trouble, and they're sending 2 and 3 post players at her. But even last game, she was able to draw them in foul trouble. And so once we told her to start being aggressive and drawing up a few more plays for her, I thought she really started attacking the basket.
What's it say, too, about you talking about culture, toughness? Things get tight. You've led the entire game, did lead the entire game. It's down to one possession. Their crowd starts to get into it. The Hawkeye fans certainly showed up. You could hear them. But to knock down those big shots and come away with a victory and actually get it to double figures, ended up 8, but then doesn't have to come down to a final second shot.
We've been there before, right? And I think we stayed steady. And I talked about this during that stretch when we had that five-game stretch where we didn't win a game, right? And I think in that 5 games, we lost by, 24 points total. So most games came down to that one possession and not being able to close. And so, I thought at that moment we had figured out how to get off to a great start. We just couldn't figure out how to finish. And now I think, again, the young guys on our team, they're learning the pace of that game, right? So, yeah, we want to come out fast in the first, but now we're figuring out when to take our shots and our spots in the fourth. When do we want to look to push and get an easy basket versus when do we want to pull the ball out and look to run a little bit of clock? But I think that was learned in January. And so I'm proud of them for being able to take the lessons that we learned. We always talk about every loss, you're going to get a lesson. And so I think we got a bunch of lessons in that moment. And, we talked about being ready to play our best basketball in February, and I think we're on our way.
4-0. The last 4 games doesn't sound too bad, does it?
No, we'll take it.
Can't do any better, huh?
Can't do any better.
Well, hopefully we'll get home tonight.
God willing.
But we can smile now.
Yeah, we can. I heard, our director of basketball operations downstairs, she was smiling, so I'm feeling optimistic.
Yeah, excellent. That's always, you got to take that peek right at the end of the game.
That's right. Hey, Hawk fans, I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Go Hawks.
Oh, absolutely. Boy, they were thrilled to hear the end, that's for sure. Raina Harmon on the Postgame Show. Appreciate you making the trip up here and talking about this Hawkeye victory, which Iowa led for 38 minutes and 31 seconds. Win it 68-60. We'll head to the locker room when we come back. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Did you know that UI uses the same amount of energy as all the rest of Iowa City? That's why we have our own power plant, and we're committed to making it clean. By 2025, we'll rely completely on climate-friendly, alternative fuels. Deep in the boiler rooms, engineers from the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative are optimizing the power plant so it can handle these new fuels more efficiently. Learn more about it at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. That's uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
Conference play is here, and you could be there in style with the Iowa Lottery. Play the new 9s in a Line scratch ticket for your chance to win cash, or see the Iowa women's basketball team take on UCLA in February. Enter any non-winning scratch ticket in the VIP club today for a chance to win exclusive seats with complimentary food and beverage service, parking, and $500 in spending money. Women's basketball, men's wrestling. It's your choice in the prize zone. Check out ialottery.com/VIP for details and play today.
Woo-hoo! If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides the direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. A message from Iowa HHS.
When you want the best quality, safety, reliability, and savings, it's gotta be Honda. Save thousands with low 0% APR financing. When you gotta have selection, Honda cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, hybrids, and EVs are in stock and on sale. Like the 2024 Honda Prologue EV with 0% APR financing. To see why it's gotta be Honda, search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval. Offer ends 3/3/25.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
68-60. Hawkeyes win it over Minnesota, 11 in a row against the Gophers, as Iowa put 4 players in double figures. Anna Stolke leads the way with 17-7. Third double-double of the season for Sydney Falter with 13 points, 14 rebounds, 12 on the defensive end. Knocked down 3 threes, had 2 assists, 2 steals, and just 1 turnover. And to be a happy Hawkeye locker room.
Sydney, the fans on the radio have heard a little bit about the travel difficulties that the team had, so we don't have to go through everything that happened. But what I'd like to hear you talk about is just kind of how your team was handling it and what you guys talked about prior to the game to come out focused and ready to go.
Yeah, the biggest thing before the game was you said there's no excuses. We can control what we can control, and that was an unfortunate situation, but we definitely made the most of it, and we did everything we could to win today, and I'm really proud of this group.
Yeah, I think every time I'm with you for a post-game interview, it's because you're just everywhere on the glass. 14 rebounds again tonight, 12 defensive, 2 offensive. So I won't ask you about that. But what I will ask you about is just the experience that you felt like you and your teammates showed and how you leaned into that to be able to stretch the lead at the end after they made it a very close one-possession game.
Yeah, that's kind of been the story of the year. You know, we've lost a couple of close ones, and, you know, it's because of that fourth quarter we didn't stay composed and hold it together. So I'm super proud, and it was really fun. I thought we were all really confident in the fourth quarter, and we were really playing to win, not trying not to lose.
And how do things feel now? Winning streak, 4 games. I'm all about just talking about the good things. You know, you got to celebrate them while they happen. So how does that feel?
Everyone's definitely got a lot of confidence right now, and I think we're playing our best basketball, and that's when we want to be playing our best basketball, is in February and going into March. So I'm really excited for the rest of the season, and I think we're keep riding the wave.
All right, thanks, Sid. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Sydney Falter after the Hawkeyes' 68-60 victory over the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Just terrific tonight. Postgame interview with Jan Jensen from the Hawkeye locker room is presented by Oak Knoll, as their mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is conveniently located near University of Iowa Healthcare, Kinnick, Carver Hawkeye in downtown Iowa City. Proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Visit oakknoll.com to learn more.
Coach Jensen, congrats on the win. We'll kind of go through things chronologically a little bit. You know, you have, not in detail, but you have a little bit of a difficulty getting here, get here a little later than you're used to, and then you just jump out to an awesome first quarter, win that first quarter 18-7. So you had to feel good about that.
Mm-hmm. I really did. I felt good about the start, but then when the second happened, we started the second quarter, offense was stagnant a little bit. I just thought they looked a little flat and fatigued. And I wasn't necessarily crediting, the shenanigans about the flight being delayed for 8 hours and sleeping in Cedar Rapids, all the things. But that was difficult because then we missed our shoot around here at Williams, which is, I thought was really ironic because this is the most unique place to play, right? The court's raised, so we had to practice the shoot around at an auxiliary site. But that wasn't my first thought. It was just that, whoa, and I just thought we got to hold on. So I think it was our start that got us the win, the start and the finish. So this was a really big challenge, adversity-wise. And I told him after the game what I'm so happy about, the win, but this is just such a good lesson in life because sometimes it just doesn't work out as planned, and you have two ways to look at it. Be kind of cranky and down that it's going to be harder, or be like, all right, it's going to make the story even more interesting, and I'm so happy they made it more interesting and chose to be the positive kids.
Really, the third quarter was the only time you struggled offensively, losing that quarter 16-11. And then the fourth, it seemed like you kind of made a marked change when you went with your veterans to end out the game once things got a little bit tight. So just talk a little bit about that veteran leadership you saw tonight. You had Hannah with 17, Sydney with 13 and 14, Kylie with 13, Lucy with 14. So just what you saw, the experience and leadership out of that crew.
That's what I've really been looking forward to seeing, right? And I was just so pleased tonight that, they, like I said, they looked a little fatigued, but you could tell that their desire to win that game was not waning. And then at the end, wow, that execution down the stretch, and they all came through. They came through with free throws. They came through with threes. They came through with rebounds. Hannah's, her post moves down there. I'm just really, really proud of them. And if we can continue kind of having that and then, sprinkle in some of the spots of our freshmen. But it's interesting when the seniors tonight, really, the upperclassmen, really needed to shine tonight. The freshmen were a little bit quiet. But sometimes when our seniors have been a little, or the upperclassmen, then the freshmen really. So I'm really happy for the balance that has seemingly been happening.
Yeah, and a huge three from Taylor McCabe, another from Sydney Folter right when you needed it. So, Coach, congrats on the road win. Always valuable in this conference, and wishing you snag-free and safe travels home.
Amen. That would be lovely. And I think I feel like, the odds are in our favor, I hope. But if they're not, I have secured the Minnesota bus driver guy, Jason. He has assured me that he will take us home. It might be late, but we don't want another shenanigan night.
Well, best of luck to you and your new friend, Jason. Coach, congrats again.
Thanks so much. God bless and go Hawks.
Catherine, thank you very much, and thanks to Coach Jensen for her post-game comments, and had to be a happy locker room for sure, as the Hawkeyes now have won 4 in a row and get to 6-6 in conference play, as Hannah Stuelke has become the 44th Hawkeye to go over 1,000 points in her career. Led Iowa with 17 on 7 of 11 from the floor, and has reached double figures for the 53rd time in her outstanding Hawkeye career. And as we talked about with Coach Harmon, Iowa's defense held Minnesota to a low 60 points at home. And Iowa now has won 7 games this season, scoring 75 or less, which is the most in a season since the 2018-2019 season. as Lucy Olson also finished with 14 points and a team-high 7 assists. Sydney Falter, 14 and 13 boards, her third double-double of the season. 68-60, the Hawks over the Gophers. We'll hear some of tonight's top plays and wrap things up from Minneapolis after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly renovated guest rooms at Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Iowa River Landing. Stay within walking distance of Extreme Arena, home of the Hawkeye volleyball team, as well as great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency Coralville is also the home of Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen and Fran McCaffrey. Come together at Hyatt Regency Coralville, where everything you need is right here.
When you live in the Midwest, you're accustomed to leading the nation in certain things, from corn and pork production to eggs and soybeans. And now we're adding another product to that list, clean, renewable wind energy. By investing in wind turbines and partnering with area farmers and landowners, MidAmerican Energy is harvesting wind power that's homegrown right in our very own backyard, which not only provides customers with low, stable energy rates, but also the support to make our Midwest communities safer and stronger.
Hawkeye fans, get ready for the game with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, we're excited to bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Enjoy fan favorites like Easy Eddie and Citrus Surfer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to Carver? Go to BigGrove.com and enter for your chance to win Hawkeye tickets all season long. Or join us at any of our 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon, where you can get out of the cold and enjoy warm hospitality while watching the game. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes, all season long. Go Hawks!
Hey folks, there's nothing better than burgers, beer, and sunshine. At Burger Shed, we've got all that and more. Try the pork banh mi sandwich with kimchi and teriyaki sauce, or triple your fun with the BS Mac, stacked with 3 buns with our signature BS sauce and homemade pickles. Wash it all down with a cold local brew, and don't forget to soak up the sunshine on one of our 2 patios with lakefront views. The only BS you need is the Burger Shed. Burger Shed, Bass Pro Drive, Altoona.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Hawks never trailed, led for 38 minutes and 31 seconds, win it 68-60 over the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Remember, Iowa put 108 on Minnesota. Last year it was 108-60. This year, 68-60. Let's enjoy some of tonight's top plays from Williams Arena. Looking for that sideline break. Here's Feuerbach racing toward the basket, flips it up, and gets it to go as she went to the ground. Almost beat her defender, gets it to Olsen for 3, deep in the corner, swish, and a foul called after the shot, so count the basket and a whistle. Hook pass into O'Grady, goes to work, and turns to that left side, easy layup, and Addie O'Grady, her first basket. Another rebound for Sydney Falter, who had 9 of them on Sunday. Down court to Feuerbach, drains a 3-pointer wide open on the left side. Lob pass down to Olsen. Now a lob underneath to a Falter. Left-handed layup off the window is good, and she's fouled. Inside, Stalky goes to the left hand, a little spin move toward the baseline, finishes off the window, and will have an opportunity for a 3-point play. Bounce pass Stalky, away from the block, gets in the paint, spins to her left, goes up strong, and somehow finishes over Sophie Hart at 6'5". Lucy gets to the top of the key area, now a Falter, hesitates, drives paint, now baseline jumper, Stalky swishes it from 15. To Olsen with 7 to shoot. Gets a Stalky screen, uses it, goes left. Pulls up from 16, now hands it off to a Falter for 3. Count it! Right in front of the Hawkeye bench. Kicks it off to McCabe for 3. Swish from the left wing. Her first points are huge tonight. And Catherine, you go back to those back-to-back 3-pointers that we just heard at the end there. That really made you feel good about where the Hawkeyes were, and just somebody stepping up and knocking down big tough shots down the stretch.
Well, I really liked what you said before, Rob, about how you don't know if that was how they would have responded even a month ago or so in this season. And to see both of those go down with an emphatic exclamation point, 2 swishes from that left wing that was so kind to the Hawkeyes this evening, and from 2 players that have really been playing well this last stretch of the season.
Well, victory number 4, and Iowa gets one in Minneapolis, and it won't get any easier as the Hawkeyes will play Nebraska for the second time this year. Remember, Nebraska edged the Hawkeyes back on the 16th of January, 87-84 in overtime. It'll be Iowa and Nebraska from Pinnacle Bank Arena at 7 o'clock on Monday night. We will be on the air with the pregame show at 6:30, the Hawks and the Huskers. Want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast as Iowa defeats Minnesota 68-60. For Catherine Reynolds, I'm Rob Brooks. Good night from Williams Arena in Minneapolis. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from their field.
Hawkeye basketball has been brought to you by Hy-Vee. Score big savings with a Hy-Vee Perks membership. University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. And by Iowa Lottery. Be a VIP with the Iowa Lottery. Visit ialottery.com for details. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.